How we doing, everybody? I want to start by telling you guys a little story about a rock and roll band called the Gods. It was 1977. A lot of people had been home from the Vietnam War for about 9 years now. And I hope some of you Gen Z guys listen up. There weren't no marijuana in America until the soldiers came home from Vietnam and brought it with them. And along with it, they brought rock and roll. A lot of really current songs were on the radio about protesting the Vietnam War. And many of those songs are still popular and stand current today. They shot our National Guard, shot 4 college students in the back as they were running away because they dared to protest the Vietnam War. And when we protested, there weren't no fires, there weren't no violence. It was about peace and love. That's where the peace sign originally came from the Vietnam War. You could buy this on the back of shirts. You could buy it on hats. Everything was new. And those of us that had long hair, smoked pot, and listened to rock and roll were outcast. We were considered dirtbags. And out of that was born a lot of good rock and roll and some of the best rock and roll to ever be recorded. I was a young man doing sound for McGuffey Lane when the manager of this band, a fellow I went to high school with, was the bass player for this band, came and asked me to go on the road with him right then and there. And I tried to explain to him that I was on my motorcycle. He said, I don't care. Get somebody to come and get it, or you get home and get some clothes and get back here. We're rolling, and we want to take you with us. And I had the time of my life for 6 months while this band opened for every one of my favorite national acts. I got to sit behind a console for Nazareth, Foghat, Bad Company, Grand Funk, the Raiders, and Joe Walsh, and a lot more. Marshall Tucker Band. There's so many I can't remember. I was working in the bar where Dimebag Darrell was shot on stage, called the El Rosa Villa. We had another rock club in Columbus, Ohio, called the Sugar Shack, and that's where the Gods were born. And you see, the Gods were rock and roll machines. And I'm going to play a little bit of this for you. Some of you guys that are musicians, that are in the rock and roll industry, you're about to hear one of the best guitarists I ever knew in my life. And I've heard a lot of guitarists. So I want you all to dig up to this for a minute, and then we're going to get on topic.
Now dig up, y'all. Now we stoned to the bone, we hot and sweaty. Look at us. We're everything your parents ever warned you about. They think we're all junkies, but everybody's some kind of junkie. There's money junkies, booze junkies, dope junkies, sex junkies. And there's one thing that they don't understand. All of us, you and I, we're gods. And gods are rock and roll junkies. Now every night we in a different town. Every night we get high. Every night we rock and roll. Every night we go crazy and we know we're killing ourselves. But it feels so good. They tried to tell us that rock and roll was dead. But God's rock and roll ain't dead. Rock and roll's why we're all here. Rock and roll's why we got long hair and get high. Rock and roll's why we dress the way we do. Rock and roll's why we move the way we do. Rock and roll has turned us into something that they can't stand, but rock and roll has created us. Rock and roll has made us machines. We can't see straight. We can't think straight. We can't hear straight. Can't feel nothing, got no heart or soul. But we're gods. And someday there'll be thousands of us. Thousands of gods, thousands of machines. More of us than there is of them. They can't stop the gods' rock and roll machine. Stop the machine. Machine. The gods are rock and roll machines. The gods are rock and roll machines. No hearts, but at least we're machines. The gods are rock and roll 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 machines. The gods are rock.
So, what do you think of that shit? 1977, Mark Chatfield, one of the best guitar players I ever came to know. The band was on turn 4 to be signed to a record label. And tragedy, just like McGuffey Lane, tragedy hit the band. The lead singer and bass player got caught up in a drug deal and got sent to prison. They were going to go on tour with Angel, another national act, and they wanted to take me with them. And they it all fell apart when he got arrested really fast. Things moved quick in those days. You got your little second of fame and you had to grab it. They were getting a lot of airplay at that time as well. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because I see this Gen Z and I'm worried about you guys. I really am. You don't have to hate somebody because you disagree with one thing that they say. Secondly, I have never in my life seen people reject facts to hold on to a theory that they self-created. That's insane to me. A 40-year experienced mechanic told you that a vehicle would roll in any fucking gear, and that wasn't good enough. Then I made a fucking video, and that wasn't good enough. What does it take to get Gen Z to throw away their self-created belief and absorb some facts? Facts can never be an insult. Facts can never hurt anybody. Facts are only facts, and you should always welcome them. Facts are not acts of aggression. When you're wrong about something and someone's feeding you facts, that's not aggression. Another thing that you do that worries me is you build false boogeymen to believe in. And then you continue to exaggerate the false boogeyman you believed to believe in, and it's all fake. It's all in your head. And you build it up to be something to be a victim of. I'll give you an example. The false monster of XanamayX. It's a false monster. You saw a 30-second video of a girl kayaking on a body of water. You have no idea what particular location in the world it even was. All you could see was a kayak, water, and a dog. And because Ryan Upchurch, an irresponsible son of a bitch, an irresponsible son of a bitch, told you guys that she was paddling over the body, you just believed it. And it was pure fucking imagination. You guys built a monster to believe in. You built a monster to be a victim of. And all of it is bullshit from beginning to end. Not one fact is grounded in anything real. Or not fact, but accusation. Not a single one of his accusations turned out to be true, yet you're still holding on to a belief that somehow this girl that came here from Ukraine and joined the military and has been literally active duty war, was not even in the military, and somehow harmed a child because she simply went to a goddamn public park where a bunch of other people were going. And I am tired. I'm exhausted listening to you dipshits reject fucking facts to hold on to that failed belief of a bullshit fairy tale story. And that's what it was. I'll give you another false boogeyman. All day long, I'm getting comments about rape, laughing about a gangbang. A gangbang is not rape, nor shall it ever be. You can't magically turn a gangbang into rape and then become a victim of it. And there's about 10 women in my comments literally building a false boogeyman that gangbang means rape, and now they're a victim of my words. I got some news for you, girls. I want you to, when this podcast is over, or you can do it now, I want you to Google the most popular sexual fantasies among women 18 to 35 years old. Guess what's number 3 on the list? Gangbang. Gangbang is the most popular genre of pornography. It is not rape. You can't turn it into rape and then pretend to be a victim of it. That's building a false boogeyman to believe in, and you guys need to stop it. You're not going to make it in this world doing that, Gen Z. You got to quit it. You got to quit building these false monsters. Another one. A guy pops in my comments and says, a deputy sheriff can't blur their house. Remember I said, the deputy sheriff rents the house and it's blurred because he's a retired deputy sheriff. Deputy sheriff can't blur house. Just said it like it's just something he really knows. And he don't. He's never Googled it. He's never checked it. He don't know what it takes to blur one. Well, let me tell you now while you're all listening. You can have your house blurred. All you have to do is prove you own it. It's there's a fucking link on Google. And you can go to it and say, please blur my address. They'll send you a fucking packet that you got to put shit in to prove you own it. And if you own it, they'll fucking blur it. Dumbass. And I do mean dumbass in the most sense of the fucking word. The fucking way that you Gen Z people discount somebody 4 times your goddamn age is amazing to me. And I think it's because you were raised by irresponsible parents that were millennials. And not all millennials are bad, but a lot of them are. And they're your parents. And it's blowing my fucking mind how just common knowledge shit is lost on you people. I want you to listen to me, and I want you to listen to me good. Not one smidget of what Ryan Upchurch said about XanamayX is true. You have been offered thousands of facts grounded in concrete, and you're rejecting those for a notion and an assumption from some idiot out of keyboard in Tennessee that didn't even fucking know how Google Maps works. It's got to stop, you guys. It's really got to fucking stop. I'm going to drop the link. We'll put some people in. Let's talk about it. Now, it blew my mind to sit there and listen to, and popcorn media, if you happen to watch an idiot like me, I doubt you will. But man, you guys, I'm a little disappointed that you sat there and dignified, completely fabricated nonsense and stood there and made that girl answer to somebody's imagination. Do you know how hard it is to answer to baseless allegations? Because when they're completely fucking baseless, it's obvious that they're not going to believe a word you say. So you're wasting your time responding to it. She could answer every one of their questions precisely, and they would find some reason not to believe it. It is the goddamnest thing I've ever seen. I'm going to tell you again. XanamayX, Mel, Tony, and Ronnie Jones didn't do anything. They aren't associated with this girl in California in any way, shape, and or form, nor is anybody in her family. And everything that Ryan Up told you about them and her was in his imagination, not grounded in anything other than his imagination from being up too late and being high. Now, if you guys could not tell when they played that video clip of Ryan talking about her not being real, there's no fucking way you watched that and couldn't see that he was manic. There's no fucking way you watched that and you didn't see a guy that was manic with pupils the size of motherfucking nickels. The same fucking pupils I looked at for a year before my son went. The same ones, the same eyes. And it fucking frightens me every time I see them. And you cocksuckers are the ones that are going to get him canceled out here attacking people. Now, you thought I was kidding. And you heard Popcorn Media. They got 600,000 subscribers. And I guarantee you that the next podcast that talks about it's going to be 10 times as big. And you just heard him say he's been dropping Ryan's shit on Twitter. You wait till some fucking liberal Nazi gets a hold of that shit. Crack Squad, you're going to get your boy canceled out here fucking with people over his imagination. It needs to stop today. A few of you that are really shitty, I know exactly who you are. I know exactly where you live. I'm fixing to take all your comments and send them to your mother and your grandmother off their Facebook link. I already have it. Try me. So I can say, look what your stupid fucking kid's doing to a girl. It's over. I better not hear you fucking mention her name again. It's over. It was fake. Ryan made it up. It wasn't true. He's on dope. Get a grip. Now. Stop rejecting facts. How we doing, everybody?
Yo, what's up? How you doing, man?
What's going on?
You see it, man.
That was good.
So can I point out something? And I'm not out here to fight with nobody. That's one thing I want to make clear. There's one thing I want to point out. If you go back and look at how XanamayX came out on Ryan Up Church when she said that his audience said she killed her dog. He didn't say that. She lied on his name.
I listened to it my goddamn self. Don't you tell me what I heard. I know exactly what I heard. He implied it. He implied it. He implied it.
Why are you yelling at me, bro?
He implied it.
Why are you yelling at me,
He implied it. He implied it.
Why are you yelling?
He implied it. He implied it.
Why are you yelling?
Because you're an idiot.
No. He never said that she killed her dog. He said there was a dog that was killed, that was buried out there.
Everybody that disagrees with you.
He said if you go back and listen to his video,
you build a false boogeyman.
Am I building?
You want to guard off
the video is proof
and reject facts. He did imply
what he said.
The video's still there, motherfucker.
What he exactly is still out there.
He implied it,
and she apologized because she knew she was in the wrong.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
You guys goaded her into apologizing.
Go back to Tony's live. She apologized.
She shouldn't have apologized. She didn't do anything wrong. You're a dumbass.
And then she left.
Wouldn't you? What would you do if you were
And the
completely
reason
innocent
why
and you
Ronnie
had
got put
1,000
on
people
blast,
ganging up on you and
Ronnie
you couldn't
said,
get a word in
and
edgewise? What was the point?
here's my point on Ronnie. Ronnie pointed out his cousins were at that party.
Do you know that?
That's his fault.
Do you
He
know if they
also
weren't? Do you know if they
pointed-
weren't? Do you know if they weren't? Do you have a factual? Do you have a factual fact that you
he
know
put
for
his cousins on
absolute
blast
fucking
for selling
certain
drugs at the
that they
party.
weren't? Do you have any?
He put
any
his own
proof that they
family
weren't?
out there.
Do you
That's
have
his
any
fault.
proof beyond your imagination
That's
that Ronnie
his
wasn't
fault.
telling the truth? Do you have any proof
Hey.
beyond your own imagination that Ronnie wasn't
We
telling
think
the truth?
he was
What
at
proof
that
do you have?
party
I want your
too.
proof. How did
We
you
think
prove?
he was at that party too.
You guys have got
He got
wild
scared.
imagination.
He deleted all
You're
his
out
stuff.
of here, buddy. I'm done with you. That guy's a fucking moron. Don't be a moron.
Yeah, he's straight fucking stupid. Oh my God.
I want you to listen to everybody tell you how stupid you are. Ryan absolutely, cataclysmically, positively, without any question of any doubt whatsoever, implied that she killed her dog. He absolutely did. It's all made up, buddy. It's all made up. Every bit of it. Not one smidget of it is true. You guys are going to leave that girl alone. You're going to leave her family alone. Starting today. Hey, somehow I accidentally kicked one guy. Come on back in. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to get rid of that video. I want to drop the link for you again. How you doing?
Hello.
The only thing anybody can have their say as long as your say is grounded in facts. There's two things you can do. Okay. Gen Z, I want you to listen to me. You and your false boogeymen. You cannot speak in absolutes unless you're certain. So this is how you have to start a sentence you're not certain of. I think maybe Ronnie was lying. I think maybe XanamayX was lying. I think maybe Ryan was lying. You can't talk in absolutes about shit you don't know. You can't let your imagination become a fact. You can't use your imagination as a fact. You can only use facts as facts. The facts are she was in the military. She was nowhere near there when that child was hurt. She was nowhere near there when that child was hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowhere near there. She was 3 hours away at home. I don't know what you guys think she did. I would love to hear what you think she actually did. What did she do? Even if what he said is true, she showed up there days after she was already in the water. What did she do? How did she contribute to it in some way? It's insanity, you guys. You're insane.
Yeah. The only thing she is a hero for rescuing her family.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine coming from a war-torn country, coming here, working your butt off? You know, you do your military, you do two tours of duty, you get your family out of Ukraine, and all of a sudden some entertainer just makes some baseless fucking accusation, and your life's wrecked.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And your family too. It's her family's affected as well. They're threatening everybody in her family. Sad.
It is very sad. I mean, if you guys aren't willing to accept facts, and let me tell you something, how are you going to learn if you're doing that? How do you expect to get smart? When I started in a dealership as a young man, learned to be a technician, every time somebody older than me was speaking, I listened. If I later found out they were full of shit, good. But for that minute, I'm going to listen and absorb it. I'm not going to challenge it. I'm going to listen to it and absorb it till I got a reason not to. And you need to adopt that. You're never going to make it doing this, guys. These false boogeymen you guys build, and the media has conditioned you to do that. The media has conditioned you to hate anyone you disagree with. They do it with politics, something terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You have to agree with every single policy the Democrats want, or you're a right-wing nut, or you got to completely agree with every fucking Republican policy, or you're a left wing nut, and that's absurd. It's just absurd. You can pull good policies from both. And you guys got to quit letting the media condition you that anyone that has a belief that's different than yours is somehow the enemy, somehow bad, somehow wrong, somehow there's something wrong with them, somehow you're being attacked because somebody disagrees with you. It's okay. It's definitely okay to be wrong.
Oh.
Yo,
Oh, there's
Ryan
hair
Upchurch,
from
I
last
hope
night.
he gets sued for everything he has on God by that family.
Ryan, if you listen to this podcast, I want to tell you something, brother.
So I
Love you
do
to
want to
death.
say one thing,
It's-
Psychobabble. I appreciate what you're doing, and thank you. You're doing what's right. No matter what
Thank-
people say, you're doing what's right, and thank you for that. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'll tell you, Ryan, because I know you're probably going to listen to this and stay up all night. But it's not too late, Ryan. You can save face. You need to come out tomorrow, and you need to tell your low IQ fans that are out here attacking people to stop it, and tell them not to never, ever, ever issue another insult in your name. Then you need to make sure that they are perfectly clear that you have absolutely no evidence for your belief. And then maybe people will start forgiving. But if you keep doubling down, brother, you're not going to be here much longer. They're going to neck you off this platform. It's spreading like wildfire. I saw your video saying she wasn't real on a Twitter feed today that had 700,000 likes.
Oh, wow.
You better knock it off, brother. You have no evidence of what your beliefs are. None, other than pictures you found on Google. And it's absurd on its face.
Name sees them scrambled. That's all.
Exactly. It's crazy. I sell
crap.
kids. I sell kids.
I know.
And sell ain't even spelled right. It's with a C.
God.
Well, when did sell get spelled by a C?
Yeah.
So if that was really his message, shouldn't it have been an S?
Absolutely.
For God's sakes, you dumbasses. You got to quit it, man. You got to do better.
The sad part is he just keeps doing it. He's on live right now, talking about it right now. It just never stops.
Upchurch
worse.
is a celebrity that actually does need a conservatorship, honestly. Like, by someone competent. He's wild.
Something.
Well, if somebody needs to be his daddy right now, buddy. Let me tell you that. Dude says I should be Ryan's daddy and tell him what to do. Well, I guess that's what I am doing, because there ain't nobody around him that's obviously playing that part, and he's fucking up. He's a 30-year-old. He don't know everything. He's immature. He's been sealed away from the living a normal life now for 7 years. He quit growing socially mature at 22 years old when he got his first fucking song recorded. That's when he quit growing socially. He's been rich and in the house ever since, or just cruising around his hometown, and he don't really know the world like the rest of us that been out here working every day.
Dude, why
And
you
he
why
ain't real smart. He's not real
Man.
smart. He can write, he
Man.
can sing like a motherfucker, but there's a lot of shit he don't know, kids.
why you so worried about Upchurch?
I don't want to see him get canceled.
But why are you so worried
How many
about
times
it?
do I
You keep
gotta say
fucking
that?
talking about it. That you just keep talking about it, man.
Well, why
you
do
just-
you
you
believe
go
everything he
on.
says? Why do
Man,
you
you-
believe everything he says? Why do
Bro,
you believe everything he says? Do you
Dude,
believe everything he
he's
says?
a pretty cool guy, man. I
But
mean, I'm
that doesn't
saying,
mean you
but
have to
you
believe
can
everything
talk
he
about
says.
his ass for like.
But why do you
fucking,
believe
like,
everything he says? I know a lot of
Dude.
cool people that are liars. They
Why
bullshit
should
all
I
the time. They
believe it?
grossly
Why-
exaggerate.
Okay. Why should I believe everything you say? Why are you telling me who to believe?
I'm not the
and
one
why I
out here
should believe?
accusing fucking 3 YouTubers of hurting
Why
a girl
you
from a
out
3
here-
million subscriber platform. You just saw that one of the biggest
You over
podcasts
there,
put
bro.
up.
Dude, look, I'm outside, man. You in your house.
Oh, I'm outside and you in your house. What's
Oh
that
my
got to do
God.
Bro,
with it?
look,
dude,
I'm on
come
my
on.
little fucking dude. I'm on my little.
Do your
iPhone
own
right here by
research.
the
How
river,
about
man.
that?
Man,
How about
I
you
don't
do
give
your
a
own
fuck
research?
Educate
about y'all.
yourself.
I don't
Learn.
give a fuck
Go,
about
go,
y'all.
go,
But like
go
you
debunk
just
this shit
speaking
in
some
your mind.
shit. You speaking shit on Upchurch, man. So like, yeah, I'm gonna chime in and say
Upchurch
my
is
shit.
full of
I'm gonna
shit.
Chime in
chime
with
in.
nothing to say,
I'm gonna
guys.
I
Nothing
don't
to
know
say.
who any of y'all
He don't
are.
have
and I don't
anything
care.
to say.
He has
But I'm
nothing
just
to
saying.
say.
He don't have anything to say.
An idiot. He has
he's an
nothing to
idiot.
say but just to stick up for Ryan.
Sorry, buddy.
That's
Upchurch
all.
ain't right about everything, my friend. Upchurch ain't right. He's pulling this shit out of his ass.
Well,
And
That
you're
dude
so
sounded
damn
higher
dumb
than
to
me.
believe it.
That's
It's
not
all
common.
made
That's
up.
you anyways.
It's
I'm
made
sorry,
up.
what?
It's all
Yeah.
made up. I don't know why that's so lost on people that she sat up there and graciously answered someone's imagination questions.
Yes.
I wouldn't have
Many
never
times.
dignified it. It pissed me off that popcorn media kept referring back to it like these were like actual things that she needed to explain. How do you fucking argue someone's imagination?
You can't.
You can't. There's no fucking winning that. I don't know how.
Unfortunately for her.
Dude, literally his argument was Upchurch is pretty cool.
What'd you
Is
say,
that
Guy?
literally all you need to know about like his IQ? Just because he's a cool guy, just ignore everything. It's pretty
Right?
cool.
He's 30
All we're
years
saying
old,
is do your
guys.
own
He's a rich
research.
30-year-old. He's been rich since he was 22. He don't know a lot. He's not
Everybody's
None of
a
it-
fucking fanboy, you know?
None of
Just
it
a bunch
makes
of
sense.
fanboys.
I can't understand how they can't get that. Just
I
because
don't
you
either.
like the
I
guy
don't
don't mean
either.
you can't say, dude, this is crazy talk. And if
I
you
mean,
guys didn't
it
see how
is.
goddamn stoned he was in that clip they played or him saying she wasn't real, you better go read what they're saying on Twitter, because the overwhelming majority of comments are, this dude's whacked.
Yeah, it's
And
true.
it's like 100,000 people saying that. So 100,000 people think differently than you. You might want to reconsider your belief.
Yeah, just look into it yourself. That's all we're saying. I'm not saying believe
We got
everything we're
people out here
saying.
saying, I got a son named like Andrew or something that's in prison.
I
for
heard that
child
last
porn.
night. Yeah, I
Ain't
heard
nobody in
that.
my family with that name.
People are
It's
just
funny
coming up
because
with
you don't
nothing.
really even need to look into something like this. You just need to believe the fucking truth. The problem is they're looking too deep into a very simple issue.
Or just have common sense, basically.
There you go,
Common
man.
sense
That would do it.
shows you
Let me
it's
tell you something.
not the case.
It's lost on Gen Z. They don't even recognize satire. They
Is that what it
absolutely
is?
don't recognize satire at all.
I don't know. I'm Gen
It
X,
falls on
so I
them.
don't know.
I did a satire video that had references to Scooby-Doo and renting bodies from the morgue. And these sons of bitches thought I was serious.
I saw that.
They're still talking about it like I was serious. It's crazy stuff, man. It's scary to know. And you Gen Z, you got to understand, we're going to be gone and you're going to be running things, and it's going to go to hell on you with this mindset you got.
It's
Because
crazy.
you're all fucked up. You guys are so gullible. Just so gullible.
You know what's sad? We're the last generation that knew everything before the internet.
Exactly.
Like, we didn't have the internet growing up, so we
Well,
don't.
you know what? I had to have everybody's
have-
phone number in my head, or keep a
Yes.
piece of paper in my wallet with everybody's phone number on, even my mom's. Okay.
Or you
And-
do shit in person. And now there's nothing done in
it's me
person.
again. Hey, it's
Nothing.
me again,
Oh,
y'all.
this guy.
Dude, just get lost.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Hey, guys, I'm gonna kick him out of chat and then just go ahead and boot his ass.
Why
out
does he
here.
even bother?
I'm done
I mean,
with the immaturity.
he has nothing to say.
He don't. He just wants to be stuck on stupid. You realize I made that video today, pushing that goddamn truck in both gears. I showed him the shifter. I showed him the drive shafts were in it. And I got out and showed a 63-year-old man could push a 1-ton truck while it was in gear in 4-wheel drive. And they still don't want to believe it.
That's crazy.
How do you fucking fix that kind of stupid? I don't know how.
Unfortunately, I don't think there is fixing it. They're just
It's
gonna
scary.
follow it the way, blindly.
It's
Drink
crazy.
his Kool-Aid, and that's it.
I know.
They're just gonna follow it the way, blindly. Drink his Kool-Aid.
If you got another tab open, it'll echo. So whoever you are, don't have another tab open. You got to make sure you only got one tab open. If you got
I don't. That's not me. I'm.
Right, it's this new person I just brought in.
Yeah.
With the icon of T. You have got to open. You got to close a tab you have open, or turn your speakers off, or you're just going to echo. Trust me on that. I know you don't want to believe it, but it's true.
Can you hear me?
Now I
Yes.
can. Perfect.
Okay, I don't give a shit about the Upchurch thing. I grew up in the Tahoe area. I went there when I was a kid growing up and fishing. And the one thing that I will say about that lake is it's beautiful out there. Very clear as day. You can see it. my only question with Prosser Lake and everything else, and I'm genuinely asking anybody this, those lakes are very, very clean. How deep was the water whenever they said that they found the vehicle?
Well, let me explain something to you real quick, because this is another thing that Gen Z seems to be lost on. And you guys look at police departments as these like highly educated experts. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. What you've got are guys that went to a 6-week academy. Most of them barely made it through high school. They were probably nerds. They took a 6-week course at the academy, and now they're the police. And they're not smart. As you can see, they're not. They don't make good decisions. Now, in their defense, and let me add, they're making what you'd make at Walmart. So if you were a really intelligent, talented person, would you settle for that kind of pay? Of course not, right? Of course not. We need to pay police more money so we attract people with an education. That's number one. The job has got to pay $150,000, $200,000 a year. So we start getting some people with law degrees wanting to be police officers. But right now we got good old boys that are dumb, the kind of people that believe in invisible boogeyman. Okay, that's who our police are. Now, in their defense, they're not trained.
They need more training.
Look for, you get a town the size of Truckee, I'll bet that's the first missing person they've dealt with in their career. And they might look at sonar equipment once. They probably, and here's how it went. They probably had a piece of sonar equipment donated to them. So they got some volunteers to run it, and they probably had a 1-hour crash course. And they've probably used their own sonar maybe twice. And you got Adventures with Purpose, who does it every day. They're professionals at it. They're using a brand new technology that Garmin gave them. This is a brand new technology they're using. It's like a flashlight. It sends an echo, and it's just like shining a flashlight in the dark. Remember when he was saying, I could see a wheel? Man, I saw that wheel so perfect when he rocked that back and forth. I knew right then it was a car.
I'm very well aware that how the sonar works, but that still doesn't answer my question. As far as I heard, it was found in only 14 feet of water, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I grew up in that area, and all those lakes are clear. Here's what my question is to anybody out there. How could they not see a bright vehicle during certain times of the day? You can see all the way to the bottom.
Okay, well, let me answer that for you. Have you watched Adventures with Purpose channel?
I don't need to. I grew up in that area.
Let me finish. That's not the point I'm making.
My own eyes.
Stop holding on to your false belief, and I want you to absorb some
Dude,
facts.
what the fuck did I just say? I don't need to go and see what I've grown up around.
I'm not asking you to do that. I'm saying Adventures with Purpose has found 26 cars the police couldn't find with dead people in them.
That still doesn't answer my
Okay,
question.
so now you know that it's possible to miss one, right? Because they've done it 26 times in 26 different locations. They found a man who went missing, and he was known to go fishing at a local park that had a lake in it just big enough to have a motorboat on. And he would sit on the bank and fish. Well, one day he would come up missing. Okay. 13 years he was missing. The police exhausted searched. Everybody looked for him, couldn't find him. He was in that let me finish. He was in that very water right where he went fishing. He hit the gas instead of the brake, they figured, and he sat there for 13 years, 2 feet under the water in a fucking park. Boats had hit the top of the car and knocked dents in it. That's how shallow it was.
Okay.
It happens all the time, son. These police departments aren't experts. They're not experts at all. They bumbled it. They just fucking flat out bumbled it. They missed the car. They missed it. That's all there is to it. Now, that big brown ring that you see around the lake, the water had went down 4 feet since she went missing. So it was actually 19 feet of water, and there had been a lot of rain, so the water was murky. And so you build a bunch of false beliefs that the water was clear, and it was 15 feet down, and that ain't true. It was 20 feet down, and the water
I
was
can
murky.
debunk that right now because AWP's video actually shows when he's diving down there, it shows a clear-cut picture of the car along with
That was
the license
a
plate.
month later, son. She had been in the water for a month.
Dude, even
They always
AWP
search
didn't
that
see
park.
it with their
They searched
eyes.
that park. Now,
It was
they
right on the
searched park.
fucking camera, bro. Go look
Right.
at the video.
I saw it. I know exactly what you're talking about. The lake went down 4 feet from the day she went missing.
Okay. that still
And it
gives
had
all the
rained
sediment
every
time to
day.
settle.
It had rained and rained and rained and rained and rained. And then they drained the lake down 4 feet.
Wait, didn't you just say you didn't watch the AWP video? And now you're
Absolutely, I've
saying you
watched
did?
it. What are you talking about even?
Wait, to me or him?
No, I'm saying to you, T. You said you didn't, like a few minutes ago. You said you didn't watch the AW. You said you didn't need to watch it. Now you're giving all
I
these
didn't
details
need to
like you
watch.
did.
No, what I'm telling him is I don't need to do research because I grew up fishing in those lakes.
But you
And the
have a
reason
false
why I
belief
know
that you
they're
need to
clear
do. You do need
is
to do
because
research
whenever
because your
we go
belief. I
there,
just
all
showed
the-
you how your belief is incorrect. When the
It's not a
police
fucking
searched that
belief, you
lake,
idiot. It's
When the-
fucking
Oh, wow,
common sense.
just
Anybody who
die.
grows up out there knows it.
Yo,
when the
like,
police searched for that car, young man,
they didn't even see it either
it was
at
a
first,
month ago.
AWP.
A month ago, the police were at that lake searching for that car. It had
Yeah.
rained vigorously just days before the police went there to look for her. The lake was up to its peak amount when she went missing.
Mhm.
The police were there looking for her the next day. 3 days later, they sonared that lake. 4 weeks went by until Adventures with Purpose found her after the rainwater silt had settled and they had drained the lake back down.
I get
So
that.
everything you believe is false. Your every belief is false. Your
How
every
is it
point is false.
That's exactly what I just said. It settles, but you were over talking me. So once again, if you even look at the end video,
What
when
point
they're
are you
pulling
making?
the fucking
What's the
thing,
point you're making? Tell me what
Yeah.
your point is.
What is
the
the
point that I'm
You're
fucking
stuck on
making
stupid
is
for no
that
reason. You're saying it rained for 30 minutes, and I'm saying it rained for 1 minute, and you want to argue about it, and it's pointless. So
no,
what?
I'm saying is that it was
The police
as
didn't
clear
find a
as
car. We
fucking
know that to be
day
true. They
that
didn't
how
find it.
did anybody miss the vehicle? And all I'm
I
saying
just
is
told you it's happened 26 other times. Ain't that good enough for you? Adventures with Purpose
It
has
happens,
found
dude.
26 people that the police couldn't find in water in their car.
okay, so everybody makes mistakes, correct?
What's that got to do with it? The
What
police
my
didn't find her,
fucking-
son. That's all there is to it. There's no other story to tell. They just missed it. They weren't very good at the sonar, and they missed it. That's all.
Mhm.
They just flat out fucking missed it.
Sometimes
Nothing
it is
else to
just
say.
what it is.
There's no invisible boogeyman.
So,
They just
okay,
missed
with
it.
all that being said, and the cops, making mistakes, all this and everything, why do you keep attacking Upchurch for having his own fucking beliefs? Because
Oh,
guess
wow,
what?
here we
We're
go.
all
Okay, well, I'm going to
You
mute
should have
while I
expected
answer it.
that.
I'm going to mute you while I
Another
answer it.
fucking fanboy.
I'm going to fucking
we
mute
go.
you while I answer it. And if you don't want to listen, then that means you just want to stay stupid, and it's time for you to go.
No, I just
Or you're
asked a
gonna
legitimate
fucking listen.
question. If the cops
You're-
make
you're-
fucking mistakes,
You're going to listen. Okay? Shut your mouth. Open your fucking ears. Ryan Upchurch is a massive celebrity with 3 million subscribers. Every video he makes gets shared, response videos, everything. He has a massive reach. He has a massive fan base. About 10% of that fan base is extremely low IQ, just like you, that they believe in invisible boogeymen and conspiracy theories that they make up in their own head. He went on a podcast and attacked a random girl that just happened to call in. And then he took to his YouTube channel and told his 3 million fans that she hurt this child. And as a result, her family was attacked. Her nieces were attacked. An 11-year-old girl was doxxed. Do I have to keep going? That's why I'm going after Upchurch. I don't want to see him get canceled. I happen to think I do not want to see him get canceled. And when he gets canceled, it's going to be dumbasses like you that are out here attacking people on his behalf. Because every time you attack somebody, they report him. All you guys' hate has been screen capped. It's being shared on Twitter and feeds that have 700,000 likes. You motherfuckers are going to get him canceled. And then I'm going to come and find you and slap the snot out of you. Quit attacking these people. They didn't have nothing to do with it. Every goddamn bit of it was in his imagination. Not one smidget of what he told you about XanamayX was true. And yet you still want to hold on to some ridiculous nonsense about the police not finding the car and that meaning something. What in the living hell does that have to do with anything? It don't have nothing to do with anything. It's pointless. It's an invisible boogeyman that you built in your mind, and now you want to be a victim of that invisible boogeyman. And it's all fake. XanamayX is a girl in the army that moved here from Ukraine, and she got her family out of Ukraine. She's been to 2 wars, 2 fucking tours of duty, you fuckstick. 2. In places you would cower like a bitch. She had nothing to do with this at all, period. And any notion otherwise is grounded in willful ignorance, meaning I want to stay stupid. I'm going to reject every fact, and I'm only going to look for clues that'll support my belief. And it's nuts. You got to quit doing it.
She's the hero.
I'll let him
She's the
respond
hero.
now. Let me hear your stupidity for a few more minutes, and then you're out of here if you're going to stay stuck on stupid. There was not a single YouTuber on the planet Earth involved in this child's demise. We're going to find out it was just a tragic accident. What do you got to say? Yeah, I'm done. Let me hear your bullshit.
Oh, whatever. What did I say about XanamayX? I didn't say anything about her.
Then what are you stuck on?
I don't give a fuck about
what are you stuck on then? What are you stuck on?
The internet.
What stupid are you stuck on then? I don't get it. You want to argue about who found the car? What's that going to do?
No, what I'm fucking saying is that if they're so fucking smart and if Ryan's so stupid, he did point out some shit, but everybody's made fucking mistakes. That's all I'm saying.
Not from a 3 million subscriber platform.
Yeah.
They have
Well, that's his fucking problem.
Look what you guys are doing. Look what it's
causing. Do you know what they're doing to these people?
You're thinking too much with your emotional mind, brother. You like one song by him, and then you got to live by his rules. Wow. He's your daddy. Ryan Upchurch is your father.
Goodbye. Stay stupid. I don't care. Ryan Upchurch is dumb. Ryan Upchurch is a knock-kneed 30-year-old kid that can write music. He don't know anything more than anybody else. He don't know any more than you do. He just happens to be able to write songs. That's it. He don't know no more than you. He's been rich as fuck since he was 22, and he's been pampered, and he's been surrounded by yes boys that want, because he buys them gifts. He buys all his friends. He fucking gives them trucks and cars and houses and shit just so they'll fucking put up with his shit. And he don't know much. I love him. Best entertainer I ever seen. Been to many of his concerts. I ain't going to get into it. I've made it clear that I'm an Upchurch fan, and if anybody don't want to accept that, they can go to hell. I'm a bigger fan of him than you are. And the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I'm smarter than you, and I happen to know what you guys are doing is going to get him canceled. You're out here attacking people that are innocent, that didn't do nothing wrong, except show up on a true crime podcast that he happened to be on. And it's time for it to stop. And I'm telling you, I'm warning you now, there's 4 of you that have been really fucking vicious. So I baited your asses. And you clicked on a fucking link, and I now have your IP address, and I was zoomed right in on your motherfucking house. You let me hear that shit come out of your mouth, you're going to hear a Harley out in your front yard, and you're going to wonder what the fuck. I'm done with you. Stop it. You fuck with that deputy sheriff rents that house from me, I'll knock the shit out of you. You understand me? Fuck sticks. Not playing.
Preach.
Yep.
What's up, my man?
How you doing?
Good, sir. Good. Hey, listen, a friend of mine reached out to me that's talked to XanamayX. This girl is getting attacked from all kinds of sides, bro. Like her family business is being attacked now.
They're attacking
like
her
this.
business. I know.
Yeah, this is some fucking
and
bullshit.
Ryan Upchurch thinks he ain't gonna get sued for that. It blows my mind that he is so whacked out of his gourd that he thinks he can slander this woman and cause her this much grief, and nothing's gonna happen to him. It's impossible.
She inserted herself.
No, she didn't.
Are you kidding me? Are you
what
kidding
are you
me?
talking about? What are you
Shut
talking
up.
about?
He inserted her. She didn't do anything but just show up on a podcast.
She had nothing to do with it.
Did you not see her get attacked by him?
Himself.
She didn't have nothing to do with it. Nothing.
my God.
We-
I
Did
can't
you
Everything
with
he
not?
these
said's not
people.
true.
Y'all can't see that's the
Everything
problem.
he said's not
See,
true.
that's the problem.
You're
No,
the problem. People like you are the
I'm the
problem.
problem. I
People
said
like
5
you
words.
are the problem.
I said 5 words. You don't know anything about
Yeah,
me.
you said she inserted herself. I
She
know. That's all
did.
I need to know.
She did.
How did
And
she
if
Did
you
insert
go
herself?
not.
back,
I was there from
How
the
did she do it? Tell us
beginning.
how she
She
inserted
did
herself.
not.
How did she
okay, so
insert
no
herself?
one can talk.
Let her
See,
talk.
no
Let her
one can
talk.
finish a
Let her
sentence.
show everybody how damn dumb she is.
Listen,
How did she insert
listen.
herself? Step it.
Because
Walk us
we,
through it. Stop, or I'm going to boot you out of here.
well,
I want you to give me
you
your
probably
theory. What
would.
did she
I
do?
said 5
What
words.
did she do, and how did she insert herself? Lay it out. I want to hear it.
She went on Tony Dodge's
Oh my God.
podcast.
Oh
She
my
did-
God.
She went on there and she
Oh my
inserted
God.
herself in the
No,
whole
she did
story.
not. She's not allowed to call a true crime podcast. Everybody else can call one. You can come on one, but she's not allowed to. Why is that?
Unreal.
Why is she not allowed to go
I
on one?
just saw the video earlier where
She was on his
she was
podcast before this girl ever went missing, you imbecile.
I was
I'm
there
not
when she was on
You
it. I
fucking
was in
simpleton.
his
about
chat.
any of that. See, no one,
You're
you can't let
stupid, lady.
anyone talk.
You're being a
She
simpleton.
said,
She had been on Tony's podcast
oh my
before this
God.
girl ever came up missing.
I'm not talking about any of that. Listen,
She called a true crime podcast. She didn't insert herself. Ryan Upchurch singled her out and just started fucking hammering her.
okay,
I was there. I saw it.
I
was
didn't
live
even
too.
say
He did.
Ryan's name. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
I
did.
said she
You said
inserted
she
herself.
inserted herself. She did not.
Okay,
She
and
went on true
okay,
crime
so
podcasts
like
like everybody
I
else.
said, I didn't say Ryan's name or anything. She
my
went
God.
on Tony Dodge's podcast, invited herself for the very first time.
Actually, no, she didn't.
She
didn't
not
invite
true.
herself.
You can go-
That was just
you're
debunked
wrong.
tonight. That's
Fake
not
You're
true.
news.
She had been on
Because
there,
she made
and
a
Tony
video
backed it.
today.
Tony
Oh
backed
my
it up,
God.
and
See,
she
y'all
backed
don't
it
let
up.
anybody
Listen to me.
talk.
The videos are still
Y'all
up.
don't
She was
let-
on there a month earlier. A month earlier, she was on that podcast with Tony before this girl ever came up missing. The video's up. You can
I
go
didn't
watch
say
it.
anything about the girl. I didn't say anything about Ryan. I'm talking about XanamayX. Period. Period. So, can someone get a sentence out or no?
Before you continue, does your whole theory revolve around some mass conspiracy?
I haven't even said a theory. So what are
All
you
right,
talking
but
about?
is it, but what's your point? Like, is it
What do you
a
think she did?
conspiracy
What do
now?
you think she did
Well, if
exactly?
I could get more than
Tell
5
us what
words
you think
out,
she
then
did
maybe
exactly.
I
What
could
did she
get
do
my
to
point
deserve
across.
all this hate? What did she deserve to have her business attacked, her nieces
I
attacked?
didn't say any
Her
of
mother was
that.
on here the other
Why
night
do
fucking
you-
crying. Her
I said,
mom.
what
Her
are y'all
mom was
talking
on here
about?
the other night crying, begging you cocksuckers to leave them alone.
Why are you calling me a cocksucker? I
'Cause you
said
won't
5
fucking
words and
stop
you're
it.
calling me names. What
If
are
you
you
think
talking
You
about?
said the wrong 5 words.
you are a piece of shit.
You don't even know me.
If you believe in fairy tales like this that are hurting
You
people,
don't
you're a
know
piece of shit.
anything. I said
You're a
5
piece of shit.
words. I
You
said
said
5
she
words.
inserted herself. That's what you said.
Well,
You said
she
she
didn't.
inserted
She
herself,
didn't
and then
insert
we told you to
herself.
tell us how, and you said she went on Tony's podcast.
Well,
Wow.
she did. She did.
So
Even
she
if
allowed?
she did,
Why is
does
she
she
not
deserve
allowed?
what's happening to her?
Why is
What-
she not allowed?
I didn't say
No,
any
let her
of that.
talk.
What
Let
the
her
hell
talk.
is wrong with you?
Stop.
people?
Why
You're
is
telling
she
me
not
to
allowed on
stop?
his podcast?
Oh,
Why is she not allowed?
I didn't say any of that. I said 5 words. No one's letting me get.
You're saying she inserted herself because she showed up on the podcast. Well, did I insert myself? I was on there.
Well, yeah, you are inserting yourself. Just like
I still
I'm inserting
want
myself.
to hear the
I'm
reasoning
not one of the
behind her
suspects
inserting
yet.
herself.
Well, and I mean, no one's
I'm
even
not one
letting
of the
me
suspects
talk.
yet. I'm sure
All
it's
right,
coming.
let's let her talk. Let her
I'm
give
getting
her mass
all this
conspiracy
stuff
bullshit.
put on me, and I've said 5 words.
Okay, tell us what you think. Tell us what you
Well,
believe.
Well, I bet I won't be able to get 5 words out.
Well, you just got 8, so keep going.
Go.
I mean, I think that's pretty shitty, but okay.
Okay, go.
The first time XanamayX went on Tony Dodge's podcast, she went on there. She wasn't invited by him. She went on there.
So
So what?
You're
What's your point?
What is your point? I don't understand.
I know. I want to hear the point.
That is her inserting herself in the subject.
So if somebody goes on a podcast, they are immediately a suspect in a murder in California. If you show up on a true crime podcast, that means you're a suspect.
Did I say any of those things? I just said she inserted herself by going on his podcast talking about the Kylie Rodney thing. Y'all are putting like up church and this, and I haven't even said any of that.
Can you believe this? Do you know how many people are talking about this case, including you? Do you know how many people are talking about this case, including you?
I've said 3 sentences, and y'all put 1,000 words in my mouth. That is
You're saying she's guilty because she went on his podcast.
I didn't say that.
Okay, wait.
Words in my mouth.
Let me play devil's advocate. Even if she did insert herself
in my mouth.
Even if she inserted herself, how does that give Ryan Upchurch the right to attack her like he did?
Say that. I did not.
Why are you bringing it up?
What are you
point? He inserted her.
She deserves it. She went on the podcast. Is that what you're saying?
Y'all just man, what drugs
this lady needs a fucking medicine or something. Honey, you got to go sort some things out. Come back after you've had a psychiatrist appointment.
Holy shit!
Showing up on a podcast is not inserting yourself in anything.
Right? It's just giving an opinion.
People call them podcast every day, lady. There were hundreds of people that went on podcasts talking about this case.
Yeah.
You're trying to justify the fucking shitstorm that Ryan Upchurch laid on her because she went on a podcast, and it's ridiculous.
Exactly. That's all that is.
She said she wanted 5 words in, and her hypothesis of what happened is 3 words.
Right. Yeah. She inserted herself. That's it. That's all the argument was.
That's all it was.
And that says
there was no point for it.
You know what that's like to me, lady? That's like you saying a woman was dressed sexy, so she deserved the rape.
Exactly.
That's
exactly what that was.
Yep.
That's
hey, water's
scary.
Not wet too, by the way, but y'all, I just want to let you know.
Hey, man, I just saw my dude from Kenosha, man. You need to undo that cam. I love that hair. Hey, I got to tell you something. I lived in Manitowoc. Okay, I lived in Manitowoc. My job sent me to Manitowoc. I love you, brother. I laughed so hard I almost peed myself. Anyway,
that hair.
I got sent to Manitowoc, Wisconsin in 1998. It was the worst experience of my life. I don't know how you motherfuckers stand that cold. Jeez, guys. It snowed.
It does get cold
and it
down
don't
here,
melt till
but
April.
hey, we got the best cheese in the whole world, so we got that.
You can have it. I couldn't wait to get. I kept trying to figure out what I'd done wrong. I thought, man, this company's mad at me. God damn, they sent me up here, and I couldn't. I was so tickled when they transferred me out of there. I didn't know how to act. I was like, God damn, it's too cold, dude. I bought a snowblower, and that fucker, it wouldn't even move the snow. The first snow in my driveway was like 4 feet. It just laughed at this snowblower, and I just thought, God, man, I can't deal with this.
Can I say one more thing real quick? Sure. I just want to say, Cashville's in the chat. Cashville, I know you're getting attacked by Ryan for no reason. Dude, I'm so sorry about that, bro. You have no reason to be getting attacked by Ryan. You did nothing wrong. You didn't say anything bad about Ryan or his family the other night.
I've never heard him say anything bad.
I think it's bullshit what he's doing.
Every time I've talked to Cashville, he's like, oh my God, man, I love him so much. Man,
exactly.
Nothing but positive.
That's all he's ever said.
He's
never
been positive
said anything.
From the start.
Never said a negative word. Not a negative word.
It's
this
bullshit.
Is the guy that grew up last night. He grew up a whole year.
Oh yeah, the one with the flag.
Hey,
yes.
And I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you.
Tony and Xavier and all that gang raped a 16-year-old. The rap guy. Yeah, the one on the far left corner with the Under Armour hat. Yeah, he commented that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking that flag down, son. I really do. I'm proud of you. That was a growing moment for you.
Did you get my IP address yet that you said you got?
I know, guys.
You'll never know, will you, buddy? It's in your head, though, isn't it? Just make sure you think you know everything you think you know about Daddy. I'm going to tell you one thing. I bought my first computer in 1993. If you want to hear it, I'll tell you.
Anime, Tony, and Eggman and all that is involved in the game rape, and that you commented on. And you
Holy
laughed
cow.
about it. You little sicko.
I bought my first computer in 1993 before there was even Windows or internet.
I don't give a shit.
And I learned the computer on the command line. I then became an internet service provider for my community with 178 rollover phone lines in 1996.
Good thing we're going to
I
cancel
know
you.
my shit, bro. You best not fuck with me.
Good thing we're going to cancel you like you're going to cancel Round Up Church.
You go right ahead, brother.
Oh, wow.
I don't need a $20 a month YouTube channel. I don't need it. Honestly,
A zombie has arrived.
I'll probably get $20 a month. I don't have 3 million subscribers. I've got 4,000.
But you want
It's meaningless.
Right?
You won't make any money with 4,000 subscribers. I'm tired of hearing that too. There's no
He's
money
not
with 4,000
monetized.
subscribers. It's like
These
5.
idiots.
We have
He's
a
not
super chat.
monetized. He has no super chat, you moron.
I said it's a joke.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's like I keep hearing that, and it's like if I had everything monetized, I might got $20.
Right.
I can make
Sorry.
$400 out in my shop by noon. So
Nobody's trying to cancel Ryan. We're just trying to get him to see
protect
what
him
he's
from
doing
getting
is wrong.
sued. You guys are going to cause him to be sued. Do you not understand that? Do you guys not understand when you go out and attack people on his behalf?
You're the one that said it.
They report him. They don't report you. They report him.
Look, the people that are going to get him canceled are the people hyping him up and keeping him going on the bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the ones that are going to get him
bullshit
canceled.
when she calls in and somehow knows Ronnie, but says, "Oh, she don't know Ronnie." But
Sorry about the chat, guys. I'm going to start
What?
rolling on you now. I'm way behind.
What are we talking about?
She never said anything about knowing Ronnie, bro. Never.
She just said that people need to leave Ronnie alone.
She said.
She just said to leave him alone.
Yeah.
She said leave him alone.
She said people
Leave
need to
his
leave
name.
him and his family alone. That's
all
what she said.
Exactly.
She didn't say she knew him.
She knew.
just said
She did
leave
not
him
know him.
alone. She was just like being a protective person. I just can't
Wow.
believe you guys draw all these conclusions from
I
Ryan's
know.
delusion.
Selective hearing. It's selective hearing.
It is. They hear what they want
Like,
to hear.
Go do
There
your
was a
own
guy on here last
research.
night stuck on stupid that I said I called the media. And never did I ever say that. Never. Those words never came out of my mouth.
You said the media is watching
on the phone. Never said who called who. Just said I spoke on the phone.
Yeah, and you said, told everybody the media is watching him, and they are. They're watching.
Better back off. It's trending on Twitter, man. You just heard Popcorn Media say they've been sharing his shit on Twitter. Do you see the numbers they're getting on Twitter? They're getting bigger numbers on Twitter than they do on YouTube.
Oh,
Well,
100%.
Ryan fans are attacking his anime. Y'all gonna sit here and let him attack Ryan fans, saying shit stains and all that?
If you,
stuff? Y'all
all
gonna
of
let
you that
him
are out
do
here
that?
attacking people, you're shit stains.
But-
Exactly.
Yeah, you a fucking two-faced too.
You
old
people
ass.
that attack XanamayX family, you're shit stains.
And you're
you
attacking
people that
Ryan
attack
Church's fans,
you
saying
people
we're
that attack the
shit-faced
man
and
that
all
rents
that.
my
It's
home
the same difference,
are
you
shit
old fart.
stains. You people that attacked Ronnie Jones are shit stains. You people that attacked Wicked Mel are shit stains.
You people.
You are. You people are shit stains.
Yeah,
Yes,
and you're
you.
a fucking
I'm
old
talking to
man.
you.
How about that?
Can I ask this
You're
guy a
an
question?
old bruh.
Can I
Please
ask him a
do.
Your emotional minds. You like a couple songs by the dude, and instantly he's your Lord and Savior.
No, wait. I want to ask him a logical question. When Ryan was rearranging Ikemel's name to say, I sell kids or buy kids or whatever the fuck it was, did you really think that was logical?
No, I do not. That is
Oh,
far-fetched.
well.
You can't judge someone off their name. Just like him saying, "Oh, Kylie's not real." That's far-fetched too. Because
Far-fetched is just plain not true.
far-fetched.
Hey Johnny, I'm gonna make you a mod, bro.
I don't
Holy
believe
shit.
any of that.
Ring out, Johnny. Ring one for me.
But all I'm saying is, y'all are saying Ryan Upchurch fans are attacking his anime. Yes, they are. I agree.
Some of them are. That's right.
But you got this old dude right here sitting here doing the same thing to Ryan Up fans, and y'all let him get away with it?
I don't have 3
Old
million
dude, what
subscribers.
are
I'm
you
not a
talking
super
about?
celebrity.
You know what? You know what he's attacking? He's attacking stupid ass arguments. That's what he's attacking.
Awesome. All right, Johnny.
Ryan Upchurch fans are shit stains and crackheads and all that?
He didn't say all of Ryan Upchurch's fans. He said
No,
those who believe the bullshit, those who drank the Kool-Aid.
The ones that gave me death
That's all he
threats.
said.
The ones that gave me death threats, you shit stain. The ones that are running around saying I've got a son named Adam that's in prison for child porn. You're just idiots. You're just shit stains.
But he can't do
There's nobody in my family even with that name. Through my entire heritage, there's not a single person with that name. Through my entire heritage, is there a name that even begins with an A?
Okay.
And you fuckers are out here talking shit.
Oh, I'm not a fucker. There you go.
You are a fucker. And I'll slap you like you're a girl, and you'll cry.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh my god,
dude! I don't think you've ever been up against a real hard ass, and I'm a hard ass. I hate to tell you, and I'll brag about it. I'm a hard ass.
I live on private property, so
I have knocked some heads in my day, boy.
Bro,
Goodness
you got
sakes,
my
I have.
IP address. Come on with it. You got my IP address.
You'll never know.
But you said Psycho Battle is doing exactly what Ryan Upchurch is doing. He's
Not
doing
even
the
close.
exact opposite.
Exactly.
What
By
the
calling
fuck are
people
you can't be
and all
helped,
that,
brother.
That's not the opposite.
You cannot be
Not
helped.
the opposite. Not the opposite. Far from the opposite.
If Ryan
Psycho
gets
is
sued,
coming with
if
actual
Ryan gets
logic
sued,
and fact.
This B icon will be one of the reasons why Ryan gets sued.
You think
He will
Ryan?
cause it.
You think Ryan
He will be the
cares if
cause
he
of
gets
it.
sued? No, he does not. Care.
You will be the cause of it. You
Boy,
will.
that
He should
million,
care.
10 other million people.
He should
died.
care.
Why do you want to? Why do you want to see your artist get sued? You like him. Why do you want to see him get sued? I don't understand.
If he gets sued, that's
You
on
cannot
him.
attack people on his behalf and it be okay.
And you can attack other people on your behalf.
You're a shit
too.
stain if you believe 3 YouTubers did something to this child.
And you're a fucking
Because
dumbass.
Ryan Upchurch said so. You're just a
You're a
dumbass.
fucking
You're low
dumbass.
IQ. You're
Ryan
not a human.
Upchurch
You're
said
just a
so.
piece of shit.
What is the point of coming up here if your whole argument is you're a piece of shit? I mean, come with something better
Right?
than you're a piece
Please.
of shit.
What I'm saying is he's fucking double standarding people.
What are you
Sitting
talking
here
about?
telling
I don't get it.
Xavier's-
No, he's
I don't
not.
get it.
Ryan
Why is
You
it so
think
lost
that?
on him?
Not
Why
to
is it
go
so
after
lost on him?
Xavier when
One
he's
guy's
sitting here
slandering innocent people,
saying the
and you
same
guys are
shit.
attacking
Y'all
him.
let him get
And
away
I'm
with
saying
it.
you guys that
Nobody
are
wants
attacking
to
him
say
are in
shit
the wrong.
about it.
One
Nobody
guy,
wants to say
a celebrity with 3 million
Because y'all are
subscribers,
this little
is
yet
slandering
man.
people, and you guys are going out and attacking them. And I'm saying
Nobody.
it's wrong.
I ain't attacking nobody.
You
First
attacked
of
me.
all, I don't even live near Tennessee. Second of all,
I know exactly
That
where you
has
live,
to do
pal.
anything. None of us do.
I know exactly where you live. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes from here.
Tracing,
Straight to
tracing,
your house, right to
tracing.
your front door. I mapped
Oh,
it
in
on
10
Google.
minutes?
2 hours. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes from where I live to your house, to your front door. I checked it on Google today.
Come on with it.
And I got to go that way anyway because I got to stop in Pittsburgh.
Hey, grab me a Philly
Fuck with
cheesesteak.
me. I'm going to stop in Pittsburgh on my way to your house. Fuck with me.
This is one hell of a gangbang.
Yeah, right?
I don't tell lies, Junior. Daddy don't tell lies. Are you sweating now? Huh? Are you
They're
sweating
gonna
now?
take that out of context too.
Are you sweating now?
Over you? No.
I got your IP address and know exactly where you live, right to your front door. I gave you a link and you clicked on it like a dumbass. And you don't know how to use a VPN. And you're the cocksucker. You're the cocksucker that went on my fucking Facebook. Fuckface. Gotcha.
Yeah, I did.
Bingo.
Damn.
Now,
Thank you,
you better
Captain
turn
Man.
and look every time you hear Harley for the next year.
You think you got the man.
That's crazy.
So is that a threat I hear? Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
my God!
yes,
Here we
it
go.
is a
Pick
promise.
this fucker off.
It's
Jesus
a
Christ.
promise. Good night.
What do you even come here for? Like, I don't get it.
I don't get it. What's his argument? I don't even get it.
I don't even know.
There is no argument.
I'm done messing with these punks.
The argument is, why are you not emotionally attached to Ryan Upchurch like me? Why don't you protect him like he's my daddy? Like, you know, like they're just so tied into the image of, you know, him being some prophet. You know, it's quite strange.
I don't get it. They just think that for some reason, because he writes a song they like, that he couldn't possibly be wrong about something. And it's insane.
Look, a true fan will give you praise and will give you criticism. That's a true fan. You can't blindly follow somebody because nobody's perfect.
You notice how quiet he got when I told him where he lived?
Yeah, he was
Fuck
scared.
with me. Fuck with me, you dudes. All of you. Come on. I got you before I even told you I was going to get you. See, I told you I was a lot more clever than Ryan. I tried to tell you guys that. I set you up. And now I got you. You better learn how to use the VPN if you're going to run around threatening people.
Right. Anybody else want to come up and make a cool argument?
I just want to hear everybody's opinion, man. You guys want to talk about your theory about what you think might have happened? Because, and then if some dumbass wants to come on and talk how XanamayX was guilty again, we'll tell them how stupid they are and move on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
we're going to find out it was a
accident.
tragic accident. We're going to find out that it was just a tragic accident.
No.
Well,
Every bit of theory. I want to show you guys something real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I just want to go grab something real quick.
Well, I think while I want it to be an accident, I don't think it was, personally.
I'm not sure what it is, honestly.
I don't either.
I know it ain't no
That's
three
my thing.
YouTubers though.
That's what he on.
My theory is something happened to her at the
I don't know
party,
what it
whether it
was.
was
All
a
I
drug
know is-
overdose, or an accident. And I think they hid the body in the car. I think they searched the lake where they found her, and then somebody came back
know what I
later
think
and ditched
happened?
the car there.
That's possible. And the accident is also possible. I'm just not sure which to
I think
believe.
it could be a
This is
combination
what I
of
think
both.
happened. Someone made her give
I
her
think
like
you're
a
right,
shot to make
Brett.
her pass out. And you on two hole, like wake hole, but it went wrong.
Yeah, my channel's monetized. Yeah, I'm
And dump the
monetized. I don't
body.
do the super chats. But I'm trying to think. I'm tired of hearing this about money. I'm going to put it in my grandson's cookie jar for his goddamn college fund. I make $400 by noon in my garage. I don't need the $20 I'm getting from YouTube, kids. So just quit. It's
Hey.
stupid. It's juvenile.
Hey, Rap. When you say Popcorn Media, are you talking about Popcorn Planet?
Is that what it is? Popcorn Planet?
Yeah, so they're going
okay.
to
They're
going to interview XanamayX, and
They already did. We just
Oh, they
watched it.
did?
Yeah, we just watched it.
Oh,
what we're
that's
talking
gonna
about.
that'll blow up.
She had to sit there in a chair and answer to Ryan's imagination and defend herself to Ryan's
So
wild
crazy.
imagination. And they dignified Ryan's imagination like it was real. And I kind of got aggravated about that because it's all lies. It's all made up. None of it's real. Not one smidget of so-called fact he found is real or grounded in any kind of reality. And they made her sit there and answer to it like it was a thing.
So they
And
had Ryan.
It was
on too.
really tough for me to watch. I wanted to crawl through the screen.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I really thought that they would do her justice.
I wish they would have.
The other thing I'd like to say to Gen Z, listen, guys, you guys got to quit talking in absolutes when you're not certain. You should always say, I think, or maybe, unless you know for certain what you're saying is factual. And then you got to quit the exaggerating. You build the boogeyman. And then every time you talk about this boogeyman you built, you exaggerate it. And then you start believing your own exaggerations. It's crazy.
Yeah. And that's what gets people hurt.
Learn some respect too.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I
God.
cannot believe people coming up on your channel. This is pretty much your house. It's your online house coming on your channel to disrespect you. Like, you want to come in and talk? Be respectful. It's not hard.
That's the reason I took this role on, because I knew I could take it. And I knew I talked to a lot of people that toured with Ryan, and they all want to say what I'm saying, but they're afraid to. So I thought, you know what? I can take the heat. I'm going to do it. Just
I
for the
wish
name
more
of my
people
son.
would.
Well, more power to you. You're up against an army there.
That's true.
I've changed some minds. There ain't a doubt about it. This young
Yeah,
man
I've
took his rebel flag down.
That was
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
They're
I'm
a
so
very
proud
low
of him.
IQ army. It doesn't take much, to be honest with you.
It
I wouldn't
doesn't.
be very, threatened by
You
creeps.
know, when you go around threatening people on Facebook,
Wait, don't
clicking on
you say
pictures, they're sitting there clicking on all my pictures, and I thought, well, I'll just plant those pictures with a goddamn IP tracer, and they'll go in there and click on them, and goddamn if they didn't.
Whoop.
And bam, 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 had them all.
Whoop.
My
You know
thing
that
is,
one guy dead to rights tonight.
not all of
You guys,
are weak talk, right?
the
I'm graduating
photos on
Holy
my
Christ too.
Facebook, the photos on my Facebook are hosted on a server in my closet. Dumbasses.
That's smart.
All right, guys, I'm going to head out. I just wanted to find out about the Popcorn Planet because I really thought that they would do something great for Xanamay. They have a big
did.
channel.
They did an okay job. Don't get me wrong. I was just frustrated that they were dignifying stuff that wasn't true. They were dignifying it by making her answer to it when it was just absurd. But she did a wonderful job. They were fair. Go watch it. It was good. It was good to watch. And she answered every one of their questions, and they still won't accept it. She answered every question eloquently, and they still won't. They're still calling her a liar, still saying she killed the child, still calling Ronnie and her and Icked-Mel pedophiles, and it's
crazy.
With literally zero proof. Zero.
Ryan Upchurch saying so.
Correct.
Hey, Psychobabble. I know that Xanamay has reached out to a friend of mine, and we're trying to set up to get her an interview on my channel to where she can speak her piece and go on the offense for once instead of defense.
I think she's done. I bet. I'd like to see it, but I get the impression from her that she said what she's going to say, and I don't think you're going to hear from her about it anymore. And that would be the smartest thing in the world for her to do.
Absolutely.
She's never going to satisfy them answering their questions, dude.
Never.
You cannot win an argument against someone's wild imagination. If I made up a story, let's just play this. Let's say I just make up a story. I'm sitting here in chat. We're talking about this crime, and all of a sudden I just single somebody out, and I go snooping around their social media and download some pictures and circle some shit and scramble some names and start accusing them. I just can't believe you guys bought into that. I don't understand how that even took place. That you guys wouldn't have been like me, like going, man, dude, you need to go to bed. You've been up too long. I mean, it was manic. And then he holds up a notebook that's got scribbling on it. Looks like fucking Greek shit on caves, man. And it's 4 fucking pages of him taking notes about this case and being up 3 days in a row. That's way too invested. He's bigger than this. Ryan's a fucking superstar. I don't think he should even be dignifying these true crime channels with his presence. He is so much bigger than them. And his mother is too. And it just, I'm thinking his mother lowered her dignity down so low that she went on Johnny Gobbles.
Freaking Gobble.
For God's sake. Representing Ryan Upchurch, the superstar.
Oh, Lord.
Gobble's the biggest Upchurch simp there is. He loves that guy.
Jesus.
You know, when she talked about, walking up that trail, did you guys see they were out for blood, some of them. Yeah, the trail. Oh. It's like, it was just a trail next to where she parked. It had no significance. It was on a completely different side of the lake. And it wasn't even when this child I just don't understand. She had long been missing when she went there.
Yeah.
So how could she have had anything to do with it? The girl had already been missing for a month. And she got out of her car and walked up a trail. Oh, she did it. Ryan said so.
Yeah. They swear her bruises on her arm are from helping the car go into the water. They think she drove the car in the water. That's insane.
Just like she tumbled down the hill in the car.
Yeah, tumbled down the hill, right?
Oh my God.
The whole thing is
this
so
is what
crazy.
I want to show everybody. Everybody's lost on this crap about it. I want to put another thing to bed because once again, Gen Z sees what they want to see instead of what's really in front of them. They make an opinion up and then they believe in an opinion that isn't real. Everybody's under the impression the car was laying flat on the bottom. Kids, it was setting like this. It was not flat on the bottom. It was setting like this. The body floated up into the back. Floated up into the back. Floated up into the back.
Yeah,
right over the top of that seat. I can crawl over that seat as big as I am. And what we're going to find out is she was drunk. She went over there by the water's edge like everybody else does, and she did something. Something happened. She either hit the gas instead of the brake, the engine stalled. She did something and ended up in the water. And that's what we're going to find out. You guys are subscribed to it being a conspiracy theory, and there isn't one. The police simply bumbled it like they bumbled the fucking Gabby Petito case. They bumbled it. They bumbled it, guys. They bumbled it. That's all. They just bumbled it. And that's what we're going to find out. And nobody, you guys think a bunch of high school kids are sinister killers or 3 YouTubers or child pornographers and gang rapers. It's just ridiculous, man. It's so far-fetched. That's the most annoying thing about it. If this crap Ryan was telling you was like not so far-fetched to where it could be possible, I could understand. But this shit, even if you wrote this all down, it would sound like a crazy person's story.
Well,
it's 3 YouTubers just all of a sudden decide to go to Truckee, California and kill some girl and put her in her car and then go back to their podcast.
Yeah. Oh, and then she didn't exist for a while, remember? Nobody existed. And Ronnie had white legs.
If Ryan keeps going down,
so crazy.
If Ryan keeps going down this rabbit hole, Mr. Beast and PewDiePie is going to be in it after not too long. I mean, seriously.
I'm so scared that a big tuber is going to get it. I'm so fucking scared that a huge YouTuber is going to ring this son of a bitch out on Twitter and on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitch, and it's just going to blow up. It's all it's going to take is one viral fucking
just one.
And you saw I got 600 subscribers, 600,000 subscriber.
We see a pattern with a lot of
Next one's going to be a 1 million subscriber talk show. Next one's going to be a 2 million subscriber talk show. So keep it up, kids. You're going to get your boy canceled. Keep going out here attacking these people. Every time you attack XanamayX, that's another piece of evidence for her to sue him. Every time you insult her, that's another piece of evidence for her to sue him. Every time you attack one of her family members, that's another piece of evidence for her to sue him. And I can't believe your yuns are so dumb you don't know that. And you want to blame me, the guy saying don't do that. Stop doing that. Don't do that. Stop doing that. And I'm the bad guy.
I got a theory.
It's actually called tough love, you know?
Okay, what I think someone we just haven't show me parties like have known happen. Someone shall shut hole to and that is what that happened. That's what my theory is.
You might be on to something. But you know, the people are hung up on the car, the tow truck driver. And here's my theory about that. Okay. If indeed the tow truck driver's video indicated that it was Kylie and that ex-boyfriend, let's play that scenario. Do you really think they wouldn't be in jail right now? If they had a goddamn video of her the next day with Sammy and her ex-boyfriend, they would have arrested them already, guys. So that video that tow truck driver gave the police obviously doesn't have the evidence you think it has, because they would be arrested right now. Why would the police not arrest somebody that have a fucking video of them with her the next day?
Yeah. I think it was mistaken identity.
They would be arrested.
Yeah, I bet that.
So the tow truck driver's video, although it was sensational, although it was a really cool story, it must have not had anything in it that was worth anything, or warrants would have been written. I know that for sure. There's no way they wouldn't have went arrested him and brought him in for questioning had he been in that video with her the very next day at noon.
Yeah.
They would have drugged him in and set him in a chair and interrogated him till he told what they wanted him to say.
You
guys got to quit. I'll bring up. No one would even be talking about Kylie if she wasn't white.
Someone should hold.
You're right about that.
And most Upchurch fans are white.
And went in water.
No, don't go there, buddy. Upchurch ain't no racist. I'm just going, like, not even remotely close. He's got a bunch of black fans. You're wrong. I've been to his concerts. It's about a 50-50 mix. I went to a concert in Alabama, and son, there was a lot of black people there, a lot of cool dudes, man.
I don't
And I'll tell
deny
you, you're
that
wrong
at all.
about
But I'm
that. You're
saying, let's
wrong.
be real. Like the majority is white, right?
No, I wouldn't say
The
that.
majority.
He's a rapper, dude.
I understand, but he does like
kidding
Wayne
me?
Staley covers. I mean, I've seen him like he seems, but we see like a pattern with these cases, right? Like Gabby Petito, blah blah blah. If they weren't
No,
white,
I hear what you're
they would
saying.
not be
That gets
talked about.
attention, and you get here's, and it frustrates me too. And let me touch on his point, folks. Every weekend, 10 to 17 people are shot in Chicago. Every weekend. This weekend, another 10 or 17 young black men will die in the street. None of it makes the news. None of it's printed on the front page because it's black on black crime, and they're just not interested. And then these people are up there just dying. They're go look at how many murders there were in Chicago last year. It'll shock you. You're talking about police responding to 5 murders a day. That's the average. 5 murders a day. There have been little 5-year-old black girls shot right between the eyes, point blank, over a drug deal. Gone bad. Gang shit. And it ain't even being reported. So I hear what you're saying. The white kids the rich white kids from the suburbs go up missing, and it's a news story. But I understand something, that it is society that makes it go viral, not the media. Yep. When people start talking about a case, it starts to grow, and then the media will start reporting on it. And I don't think that it's organic. I don't believe it's sinister. It's just organic. The country is primarily white. We just have to accept that. Black folks make up 13% of the population. So, of course, more white people are going to be talking about a white kid missing. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of organic, but it's unfair. I agree. It's so fucking unfair. It's so wrong.
I get what you're saying. I think what I feel is, I feel like Upchurch fans wouldn't be like sensationalizing this if it was a person of color. And I may be off base a little bit, but like, I don't know. Like, it's, if he's pulling some massive troll, because I've been like, with him, I've thought he's trolling. Then I've been like, oh, he's serious. And then I go again, he's trolling. Like, because
I thought he was trolling for a while too, until I saw the adrenaline. You can't fake that adrenaline. He believes this shit. And it's because he's been up, man. He's been up for 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
And flipping, man.
I can't understand it. I just can't. I don't get it.
What happened? I don't get it either.
I've seen a lot of musicians, take too much medication. I'm just saying.
And his mom backs it up so much. She doesn't even turn it on.
She should have been out here doing damage control.
She
should have been out here doing damage control. She shouldn't have been slandering people too, and going on some stupid idiot podunk beneath her podcast and talking trash.
Is there something too? You should never involve your family in business like that.
I wouldn't.
I mean, that was just a terrible mistake on his part.
I wouldn't. No way. And he makes. Let me tell you another mistake. Buying people shit. You will get a lot of snakes around you. Mm-hmm. If you're giving shit away, the snakes will come crawling. And I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't buy anybody nothing. I wouldn't give nobody nothing. I would, maybe a stranger. I'd walk up to a stranger and blow their mind, give them a bunch of money and flip, just blow their fucking mind. Like a waitress at a Burger King. He does that. It's awesome. I've seen him do it. He'll drive through a fucking drive-through. And here's a girl working at fast food, probably got a kid at home, working full time, working shit shift, and he'll get up to the window and hand him 10 grand.
Wow.
Change her fucking life, man. He's done that so many times. He ran into a homeless guy in his hometown. There was this homeless dude that was living behind the Walmart, and he saw him and he talked to him for a little while. He came back the next day, bought the guy a minivan.
Oh, wow.
And he said, here, now you got a place to live and a way to get to work. I want to see you do better. And it changed the guy's life. He's got a job now. He's not homeless anymore. And he's off drugs. I mean, Ryan's a fucking incredible dude. And that's why I hate this. I hate this because I know it's going to taint his reputation. And I'm so mad at his mom for contributing to that instead of doing some kind of damage control. And they had Bobby from Redneck Nation was the manager. And he's gone now. And I just think there's a bunch of yes people around there. I can't believe that Be Loose wants to be a part of this. I can't believe that Stone Baby wants to be a part of this.
Okay,
When
so
everybody around you is dependent on you and your gifts, they're going to tell you what you want to hear. They're never going to say no to you. Just like you see these fans, they're petrified that Ryan might not like them. So they won't call him out. You got a guy named Uncle Will that's a fan of his, and I know you guys have seen him trying to troll me. Okay. He claims to be this really good, down-to-earth guy that would just give you the shirt off his back, right? He will not say out loud it's wrong to slander a woman and belittle a military soldier. I tried to get him to do it. He won't do it. Now, I could have went to his house a month ago and he just sat at his kitchen table and said, buddy, in my house, we was raised to respect women and we respect the military. He would have told me that a month ago, but he won't now, because that means he might disagree with Ryan and he won't get to go to this party Ryan promised all his really close fans. The way he said it was, you guys that had my back, I'm going to have a party and I'm watching you and I know who you are and I'm going to have a party at my house. And that's what they're clinging to. And it's nonsense.
Hey, Psycho, what's up, man?
Hey.
I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I can. A little overmodulated, but not too bad. Might want to back off that mic just a bit.
Let me take this wireless stuff off.
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a little better. Jade X says the hip hop culture don't claim upsurge. Well, Jaden, that's not necessarily true, because there's like black dudes in the industry that have been to his house. He was on No Jumper podcast. He was on No Jumper podcast, the largest hip hop podcast in America. I've seen black people at his concerts. I mean, so that's not true. They do too. And you got to be grounded in the truth. Your beliefs got to be grounded in the truth. It can't be an opinion, and then you refuse to accept facts. He certainly gets a lot of black people digging his shit because it's good. That's why they dig it.
Hey, Psycho Babble, can I point something out here?
Yeah, so, hey, you sound better.
Who's the noisy one?
I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
I think it's the dude that has the camera on.
Yeah, that's better. You're good now, bro. That's okay. You're fine.
You're good, bro.
I had Bluetooth in and it wasn't working real well. So,
all right.
But hey, I just want to say, man, I'm from Tennessee.
Oh, it's blue.
I have no idea about what happens in California or nothing like that. And Psycho Bible Rap, I watch your show all the time. You know that. But I just think it was a series of unfortunate events, man. I mean,
me too.
We're not going to find out until the toxicology report comes out anyway.
Yeah.
Who knows if the girl might have stayed over and said, "Hey guys, I'm a little wasted right now. I'm just going to sleep in here for the night," and maybe she knocked the car out of gear, and
I think that's exactly what happened.
I mean, who knows? Nobody's going to know till a toxicology report comes out, of course. And then I just think it was a series of unfortunate events. I mean, if you offer a bunch of 16, 17-year-old kids a Hellcat, somebody's going to fucking speak up. That's just the way it is. If they were there to witness it,
But that gesture is so overshadowed now by all this negativity. That wonderful gesture that could have been legendary is now overshadowed by all this. It'll be background noise. Nobody will even notice he did it now.
I love Ryan to death, man, and I know you do too.
I do.
And a good friend will tell him, "Hey, bro, let's leave it. Let them." And I mean, like I said, I just think it's just a series of unfortunate events. I just hate that his mom had to, hear that, the daughter wasn't real. What? Oh, right.
That now that I know that's been shared on Twitter, I went over there to look. Yeah, it's not good.
What's up, Blue? It's Mr. Fusion, man. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Fusion?
Not a whole lot. Hey, I just want to point something out real quick. And for the record, before I start, I'm not attacking Ryan's mom, but she just went live, and the title of her live is "Look Who's Modding for Psychobabble." Like, why can't you attack the argument and not the people that are making the argument?
I know exactly who. He's a great dude, man. I mean,
You know, Patty, Johnny has never said one thing negative about you or Ryan. Not one time. He's never said one negative word. Not one. You have nothing to be mad at him about. He has sat in here and said, I love him. He's like my son, man. I just dig him. He's never said a negative word.
It's not just Johnny. It's because Britt's a mod too. That's why they're attacking. And I'm sure I'm lumped in there somewhere too. But it's ridiculous that you can't attack the argument. You can't come with some facts. You have to attack the people making the arguments. That's so weak.
That is.
And why are they attacking you if they're the big truthers and everything that they say is going to come true? And when the toxicology report comes back, they're going to say that's fake too. Let's be real.
Exactly.
Hey,
Exactly.
Jaden, it's
That
not
is
all
how
country.
delusional
It's
they
not
are.
all country, brother. Haven't you listened to his high D's? Go listen to his high D's collection. It's as good as any fucking hardcore hip hop you've ever seen, and there ain't a hick thing about it.
Great artist.
It is just fucking badass. He is spitting like fucking Eminem. I mean, it's over the top good.
Yeah, he's
You
good.
can't diminish that. You can't. Trust me, son. You need to go to one of his concerts. The place is full of black people. Like probably a third of the audience.
Yeah, you're right on that. There's a lot. And it's just, I don't know, I mean, I love the guy to death, man. Just like I do Cashville in here, like I do all these in here. But the thing is just, I just think it was a series of unfortunate events.
Poor guy. I feel sorry for you, Nate. Talking to a chat here. Nate S says, can I get on here and say something instead of these dudes just scratching their neck beards? You're welcome, dude. Come on. The link's
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I trim my neck beard, so it's not really a neck beard.
And I'm a woman, by the way.
I'm just
yeah, come on.
My neck beard says "fuck you, bitch."
Hi, Psychobabble. I just wanted to just say I appreciate your expertise on the vehicles, because I know that personally, I'm leaning towards foul play myself, just because of the situation of facts that are out. And I think that your expertise in that really helped me kind of lean, with what you knew about cars being in neutral and about the different engines and trannies and things like that, really helped me a lot. And I just appreciate your insight on that.
There's something about the seatbelt I want to mention. That seatbelt hanging out that car means nothing. Okay, the Honda CRV, the 3 back row seats, the seatbelt comes down out of the ceiling of the car. And the center one is like 6 feet long, because it's got a feature that'll wrap around a baby seat.
Yep.
Okay. That damn retractor goes to hell in about 5 years. Her car's 9 years old. So that belt just fucking dangles. It won't retract back up. So when someone gets out of the car, they drag the belt out with them, and they shut the door, and there's the fucking belt dragging the ground. I've had them come in the service department like that hundreds of times. It's a thing.
Right.
It means nothing. It means absolutely not a thing.
I know, like, when my son, he's he's older, so in his 20s, and I know they use their strap to put down beer and different things in the back if they go to parties. They use that.
See, it wasn't in the back. Everybody's stuck on the fact it was hanging out of the hatch, and that ain't the case. It's hanging out the door.
What do you think was back there? What do you think was hanging in the hatch?
Nothing. It wasn't hanging out the hatch. It was hanging out the back door.
I was watching the way, you just talking the car went down, well, body's going to float up
to the top, the highest spot. The car was in the water like this. Car was sitting in the water. See, everybody's stuck on this stupid thing that the car was flat on the bottom. That bank's like this. Okay, and car was on its roof, sitting at a 45-degree angle.
That would put
the highest point in the car is right here. That's where the body's going to float to, and it could float right past that seat. I'm tired of people saying it wouldn't. It would. I can get over that seat, and I'm 235 pounds.
I mean, it's possible. I think it's possible, but the only
Let me correct you. No, you can't say it's possible. It's a fact that you can get over that seat with ease. With ease.
Right.
So the body would just float right up there. Now, that's my opinion. It's just a stupid opinion, but I'm tired of people saying it was sinister because she was in the back. To me, that means nothing.
No,
I don't. Hanging out of the door don't mean a thing to me.
Right.
I've seen it so many times.
But what I'm thinking is just because I had a scare with my 27-year-old, she was in a club in Seattle and drinking, and she didn't have much. And she was with her fiance. She went to the bathroom. Someone spiked her drink. Within 30 minutes, they lost her in Seattle, and she woke up like many hours later on a bench in some club, some Seattle club. They couldn't find her. And, and she said, Mom, she thinks they gave her fentanyl or something. And she said, Mom, that area is notorious. And she said, what if the girl was just drinking a beer or two and then someone slipped something? She could have OD'd. She could have passed out. Something freaked her, who knows? And she said, Mom, she said, nowadays, these kids, they don't realize, they think, oh, they're having fun. They think, oh, they're, she said, they don't realize that they're nefarious people out there.
Well, let me tell you something. When my son was doing dope, I kept hearing a humming outside, like a motor running, like a car idling. What the fuck is that? I went outside, and he was in the middle of the street, in front of my mailbox, completely out cold with his foot on the brake and the car in gear.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wow. It's terrible.
I'll just put that out there. So,
I'm sorry.
She could have drove to that water's edge and passed out. She could have drove to that water's edge and been sitting there jamming and fell asleep. So many things could have happened for that car to end up in that water by accident. And Adventures with Purpose said something that was terribly misleading. That story he told about that road being a 4-wheel drive road is nonsense.
Right.
And I've proven that because in the shot, one, at the beginning of their video, you see there's tire tracks everywhere. They even point that out. We can't go by tire tracks because there's people all over the place here. There's tire tracks everywhere, right? There's one reason why he was wrong about that. But the biggest reason why is in the shot, when they're getting ready to dive on the car, in the background is a family in a minivan blowing up some water toys and lighting a hibachi grill. Go watch it.
You're right. It is true.
How'd they get back there in a minivan if it's 4-wheel drive road? Then I went to Google Satellite and I counted 14 cars.
Wow.
14 cars from satellite images on that side of that road by the water's edge. So people do go back there all the time in passenger cars. Mm-hmm. No question. It's not even questionable.
Could it have been maybe an accident where she maybe had a little too much, fell asleep in the back? And
no. I think she was right there in the driver's seat, and when the body decomposed, it floated to the highest point in the car.
No seatbelt or anything like that on or anything.
The seatbelt is irrelevant. It did not have anything. It wasn't in the back. See, that's another misinformation. The seatbelt was hanging out the left door.
Oh, okay.
Not the back hatch. It's hanging out the left
door. No, the
door.
front seatbelt. Because I thought she was pretty conscientious. I mean, from what I've seen, that she was pretty conscientious about using her seatbelt.
But the back seat, this is the seatbelt that's hanging out the door is the middle seatbelt in the back row. The spring in them wears out. It's 5 feet long. And it just dangles down, and there's nothing you can do about it but live with it. Okay. And then someone gets in the back seat and riding in your car. And when they open the door and get out, they drag the belt with them. And then they shut the door and you drive away dragging the belt. I've seen them come into my service department. I worked in a Honda dealership as a service manager that did 1,800 units a month. I saw a lot of them cars every day. And I'm telling you, they drive right up the drive-through with the fucking seatbelt dragging. It's just so common. I've seen it so many times.
Well, do you think that depending on how the toxicology report comes, do you think that, because kids, they're young adults, but they still panic about things.
Oh, yeah.
if something comes back nefarious, like an OD or something like that, or something, if she doesn't have water.
I just find it hard to believe that a bunch of high school kids would be sinister. I'm just not going to buy that. I just don't believe this girl named Sammy. A lot of people act like she's some sinister, and she's not. She's just a knock-kneed 19-year-old. She, excuse me, she acts just like my niece. I mean, almost identical. I saw nothing strange about her. I saw nothing suspicious about her. I think she spoke pretty eloquently. She told her story the best that she could remember. And I find it hard to believe that if she OD'd, their solution to that would be to put her in the water. Why wouldn't they just call the police? Hey, kid OD'd. Happens all the time. 225,000 kids OD'd last year. Them kids have all have experienced an OD probably. And they would just call the police. They wouldn't say, let's put her in the water.
Well, you would think so, unless they were afraid because she was her age that.
But why would it be their fault she OD'd?
Unless someone
why would it
slipped
be Sammy's fault she OD'd? Why would it be anybody's fault but her own? People OD all the time. They don't go charge their friend because they OD'd. It doesn't work that way.
You would think so. I mean, but kids
I've
panic.
never heard of a case where a friend was charged because their buddy OD'd. Why would their friend be in trouble because they OD'd? I don't get it. I don't get it. If I OD right now, my buddy's in trouble? That's nonsense.
Say Bible rap, if you don't care. Man, I just hope I hope Ryan, everybody recovers from it. I hope everybody does good, and I don't want to see no lawsuits on the guy, man. He's a great artist. He's a great guy. I know Cashville ain't here. And if you're his true friends, you're going to say, you're going to be the ones that's going to come out and say, hey, man, maybe you should look at it from a different angle.
Let me tell you something. Ryan Upchurch would be hard pressed to find a better friend than Johnny Cashville.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm telling you that. And I just know that.
You're not going to
be hard pressed to find somebody that feels emotionally connected and wants nothing but the best for him than Johnny Cashville.
But you're not going to find your friends not going to be somebody that's going to egg you on to get you in trouble. A friend's going to say, hey man, wait, what are you doing? Don't go in there and rob that store or whatever, or just a scenario.
Right.
But,
exactly.
And Johnny's just been a friend to him, man. I love him to death. He's a great dude, but man, if you're his true friends, don't lead him down a bad path.
Yeah, you guys got to quit encouraging this. It's crazy. It's absurd.
It is.
I see a couple people are in here. Let me let it in.
Well, I think maybe too.
I'll head out it, man.
Hey.
With what I've seen with Ryan, I mean, I don't know him personally. I like his music. I've just kind of been turned on to as a fan. I'm more of a Tom McDonald fan, but I can say that, I think what he's trying to do, at least in my opinion, is trying to really expose people who he feels maybe might be involved in some other type of things that don't make sense, and he's trying to make sense of those things. I think he has an opinion. I may not agree with it or disagree. I mean, and there's some things I look at and think, okay, makes sense. And then there's other things that I think, oh, that doesn't really make sense. But I think everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I think that we need to take a step back and really look at the facts in the case. We have theories, but take a step back and say, okay, does this make sense? And use your brains.
Well, there's having an opinion, and there's being reckless with your opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see, if Ryan would have said, I kind of suspect these people, it wouldn't have been that bad, right?
Yeah.
He didn't do that, man.
No.
He has convinced these people that she did something. And when you ask them, here's the thing. I've asked everybody that's just out for Xanamay's blood. I've asked every one of them, what'd she do? I can't get an answer. She put herself in it.
Yeah.
That's the answer you get.
Yeah. I'm not familiar
She was
with
on
this.
that lake. So were hundreds of other people.
I think a lot of people were just trying to find answers, clues, really trying to help in the beginning of all this. And I think it just kind of turned sideways.
I would love to hear Ryan Upchurch tell me from beginning to end what he thinks took place, just to hear how fucking wild it is. Let's play along for a minute and say 3 YouTubers decided they were going to go kill a 16-year-old girl that they don't even know nothing about from a little known family in a little town in California that they've probably never heard of. Let's say that that's real. How'd they do it?
And everyone's an actor.
Yeah, how'd they do it?
Yeah,
The
right.
cops, the FBI, they're all
Did they
actors.
all,
They're
did they
all
like,
paid.
did one of them drive from Illinois, the other one drive from Florida, and then the other one drive from California, and they all met, and then what? They
Well, they all
found a
met.
party. They went driving around. Okay, we got to find a team. We need to find
They
one.
all
Okay,
they all
know
met
where
with Tony
16-year-olds
Dodge to
are.
have the
We're looking for a
gangbangers.
16-year-old. Anybody see the blonde 16-year-old around here? Okay, when somebody said, well, there's a party out here at this state park. You might get you one there, boy. Now to the state park they go, and they drive around. Oh, there's a party. There are some young girls. Let's wait till the party's over and get her.
Well, it could be possible that they do. I mean, because
3 YouTubers.
you and YouTube.
No way. No
They
way.
know each other, but as a friendly basis
It's
to
not
have.
even possible. It's not. It's just beyond belief.
I'm not saying they may have had anything to do with her disappearance or anything like that. I'm just saying that
They had to do with nothing.
They had to
Nothing
do
to do with
nothing.
anything.
You guys
Xanamay went on a true crime podcast like a bunch of other people.
You guys are
The girl
missing
that was
it.
in here earlier wanted her blood because she went on that podcast.
Well,
Like that was some horrible thing to do, and yet there's people in there every day.
Yeah, and I don't think you should slander anyone's podcasts or anything. You can disagree or watch, but
No,
I think
I mean, whoa. Let me back up. If you're allowing Ryan Upchurch to come on your podcast and spew his hate to his fucking fans that are out here hurting these people, you're a son of a bitch. And you deserve to be deplatformed right along with him.
well, I think that, in the true crime community, I've been watching true crime for a while, and I do have expertise in psychology and other areas. And so that interests me. And I really believe that in the beginning of all of this, there were good intentions on everyone's part to try to get to the bottom of it, find what might be clues might be out there. And I think that, originally everybody was into that. And then there were some things that maybe Ryan found that may have linked YouTube channels for monetary value or whatnot. And then it just kind of went balloon mushroom crazy. And then the next thing then they found her. Adventures of Purpose put out their video. So then there's more speculation. And I tend to look more at factual things. I try to like to think about things that would make more sense, like the biology of the body, the mind frame of going into that party, things like that.
For me, every theory I've heard, I've listened to these podcasts. I went on one and tried to share my facts, and people were offended at facts. Damn thing you ever seen. She got butt fucking hurt because I shared some facts.
And that's unfortunate.
I thought, you know what? I ain't gonna piss with none of them no more. Well, I listened to their bullshit, and most of the theories that have been generated are grounded in falsehoods. Falsehoods that the body wouldn't go over the seat. That's a falsehood. Falsehood that the seatbelt had her tied down. Nope, they hang out the door on that car all the time. Falsehood that the tires were rolling, so it must have been in neutral. Nope, tires will roll with the engines off in any gear. It's just the one falsehood after a fucking another. Rear windows only go halfway down. They don't go all the way down. That window only goes down 6 inches. That's it. It's made that way.
Right.
My
So that
question
means
is,
nothing.
why can't it just be a girl drove her car into a lake?
No
why
kidding.
does it have
Exactly.
to be so much more?
It happens all the
why
time.
does it have to
An
be a
elderly couple
conspiracy?
went off
Because
the
it's
road
common
right here where I
sense.
live and ended up in a farm pond. They was coming down the road, and when you look at it, you think, how in the hell did they get in that pond? People was looking for them, and the farmer saw their tail lights sticking up, and went, and they was deceased in there, and they went off the road, and that pond was like 400 feet from the road, and somehow they ended up in it.
It happens all the time.
The key to the whole case you guys are skipping over. Like, Psychobabble, your theory is correct. They were all meeting up for the gangbang. That's what led to this all, man. The gangbang is the key.
No, it's the gang rape. God damn it.
The gangbang is the key.
All
They
the
all
way
met
to
with Tony
California.
Dodge.
They couldn't get it. They couldn't find a girl. They couldn't get one in Illinois. They couldn't get one in Florida. They had to go to a small town in California to a state park at a graduation party they probably couldn't have possibly known about.
Oh my goodness.
Tony
This is all,
Dodge.
it's all crazy.
It's just very, a young girl, a young woman lost her life, intelligent, beautiful person. And I think that the channels that really are looking at what we have for facts, behaviors, and she was put in a bad situation. And whether or not it was an accident, whether or not she ingested something that she shouldn't have, whether something happened or it was a terrible thing that happened. And I think that just taking in perspective what the facts that we have and making logical deduction of what could have happened, I think is very important. And a lot of people have wild, crazy theories. I think that, I think it was very honorable for Ryan Upchurch to take on the case and try to bring attention to it. And, but I think things went a little sideways in some of that, going down the rabbit hole.
Ryan lost me
just a
as she's
little.
not real. When he said she's not real, that's where he lost me.
Yeah, that's odd. That's a little odd. I have to agree.
It's a lot odd.
Why do you guys cut him so much slack? I don't get it. I just don't understand how we can get away with this, and you guys are just kind of fine with it. You're like, oh, freedom of speech. Oh, I mean, there comes a point where shit needs to be shut
lady
the
you're
fuck
talking
down.
about, AF, she's a terror
Well, when
card
you
freak.
start talking and slandering people and attacking the families and going after things that should not be their children, their family, their wives, that's steps the line. You shouldn't. That should not happen. That's not good. You don't want to ruin people's reputations because they have an opinion, but at the same time,
Let me shout this out again real quick, okay? Ryan, it's not too late, brother. You need to make a video telling your minions that you were wrong so they'll leave these people alone and say, listen, I don't ever want my fans attacking somebody on my behalf. That's not what I'm about.
Right.
Okay. And you just admit that you got too invested in this and you were wrong, and we'll forgive you. Everybody will forgive you. I'm telling you, we'll forgive you. But if you keep doubling down, you're going to lose it, brother. It's not going to work out good for you. I hate it. Please stop. Go ahead.
Let's take aside the fact that he's probably going to lose all of his money in his career. Think about what every day that he keeps doing this, that's another day that family that lost their daughter is going to have to keep enduring this bullshit. And they're never going to forget this. They're never, ever going to forget what happened with this. Not that their daughter died, but how Ryan Upchurch went through some of the crazy ass conspiracy theories that he has. That's what they're going to remember about this. It's absolutely insane.
It's crazy.
It's
nonsense.
It's cartoonish.
Yeah,
it's so fucking far fetched. It's like the World Trade Center blow up deal. Dumbasses thinking that that George Bush could go to, hey, listen here, I want to blow up them goddamn buildings the same day these jackasses hijack airplanes. So I want you guys to get some dynamite, and I want you to go over there and jackhammer the pilings out of the World Trade Center and don't let anybody hear you. And I want you to haul semi-truckloads of dynamite in there and get ready to implode that son of a bitch. And as soon as that airplane hits it, you pull the trigger. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous.
Mike M, if it's a troll, it's
hijacked an airplane and flew it into the building. That's what happened.
Mike M says, if it's a troll, it's not right. This has gone beyond a troll. This is not a troll anymore. Beyond a troll. You don't troll like that.
When he saw that text of Tony's, a spam text that everybody gets, and you heard Popcorn tell you, I get them too. If you have a public profile on Instagram, you will get spam text. And
I do all the time.
That's not true. You're wrong. You're wrong. It is true. It is true.
It is true. I get
all
them.
that it was. It was 4 months old, for God's sakes.
Look, some of the
just
spam
didn't
accounts.
believe it. That's all.
Yeah,
and Ryan saw that, and he jumped out of his fucking chair.
He was real excited about it.
I mean, the adrenaline was just racing. His face turned red. No, it ain't no act.
Some of the troll accounts that you get that add you, and if you start talking to them, they say some weird ass shit, but they are troll accounts and spam accounts. That's what they are. So if Tony Dodge replied to one of them, 100%, he probably got some weird ass message from them.
You bet.
Yeah.
I get them all the time. I try to tell the people.
So do I.
They just want to think everyone's lying. Why would I lie about that? What incentive? I want to ask you something. What incentive would I have to say I get those if it's not true? What
Native
would I
J,
accomplish?
I don't doubt that at all.
Tony
Native
don't
J.
mean nothing to me. I didn't even know the guy existed until Ryan won his podcast. First time I ever heard of the motherfucker. I just telling you, I get spam text. You can take that for what it's worth. I get them because I got a public profile. That's all it is.
I get them too.
You'll get them if you do it. Go do it.
It's
go
no
put
different than
contact info up there, and you'll see. You'll get them.
it's no different from getting spam shit on Facebook. It happens on Instagram. It happens on Twitter. It happens everywhere.
It couldn't happen to Tony. No way.
But at the end of the day, what does it have to do about Kylie? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just
Nothing.
character
And that's the other
assassination.
thing that I've been lost on. If Tony wasn't, even if it was true, so what? He's a grown man. If he wants to go to gangbang, that's his fucking business.
Yeah, let him fucking go
And then you
gangbang,
had people
guys.
go, it's rape. Gangbang. It's like, no,
Yeah.
it's the number 3 fantasy for women 18 to 35. There's been studied, polls done. You can go check it on Wikipedia. It's the third most popular sexual fantasy among women 18 to 35 to be in a gangbang.
I actually
Third most popular. And then it's the number one genre in porn. That's how popular it is. So I don't even understand why people would be outraged to think someone went to a gangbang. I don't get it. Why do you care what someone does in their own bedroom? Would you even care?
Doesn't make sense.
Let the man get his freak on, people. Shit.
Right?
Each to their
But then
own.
I look at him, I go, now how can these guys not think like me and think, ain't nobody inviting that motherfucker to a gangbang? Ain't no way.
Once they hear that voice.
Obviously, people have never seen any gangbang porns because there's some strange people in those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but imagine Tony's voice in one of those.
Oh, we got a super chat. We got a super chat.
like,
We got a super chat right here.
yeah.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
the lady you got.
His voice is the worst. I can't deal with him.
I feel I'm coming up short here.
But I also know he's not involved in any of this either. So
Okay,
it's so
constantly
stupid.
constantly criminal comments. She says, even if Ryan was to shut up about this, the debate will live on, and I couldn't agree more. If these people are so invested in their monster that they built based on falsehoods of their own, that even if Ryan told them, listen, everything I told you is bullshit, they would call him a liar.
They'd be like, oh, they got to you.
I'm serious.
They got to Ryan.
Ryan's the one that killed Kylie.
Hey, Psychobabble, somebody's
Right?
wanting
There
you
you
to
go.
drop your wanting to drop your email in chat, Psychobabble. They want to email you something.
The scary part is he's not going to stop. He's on live right now doing it. So
he's going.
it's not going to stop.
Somebody said he's pouring through XanamayX records for some reason. Like,
I'm
why?
sure he is. He's on. He
So
got
he's
it so
still
hard
in
for
the-
her.
That wasn't good enough for him.
He's
But
so
she sat
hard
there
for
and
Xanamay.
eloquently answered his entire fantasy.
That's frightening. I mean,
Debunked every belief they had. Wasn't even in the same part of the lake.
She's a
Wasn't even
freaking
near where the body
hero.
was found. On the total other side of the lake.
wow.
So
And she
fucked
didn't know
up.
that girl was in there. You guys act like she knew she was in there. How would she have known? As far as she was concerned, they searched that area. It was open again. People were going there. YouTubers were making videos. She just wanted to be a part of it.
She even
She
said
wanted
she
to
wasn't
go
even over the car. She was on a totally different area.
You couldn't have known because all you see in the video is water. So how would you
It's
know where she was
crazy.
at on an 1,800-acre lake?
Exactly.
And the car's 10 feet
That's
square,
why
10
I'm
square
here.
feet out of 1,800 acres. And you're going, she went over that body. I know she did because
Exactly.
Ryan said so. He showed me.
I'm
Ryan,
here
from his
'cause I feel
keyboard in
bad for
Tennessee,
her.
Ryan knows where she was at on that lake, her exact coordinates from a keyboard in Tennessee. And he didn't even know satellite images could be years old.
You know, the problem is Ryan thinks he's absolutely untouchable, like in court to Xanamay and all this stuff. But
No,
if I
he's
was
not.
some like rich artist in the music industry, I would donate like lawyers to Xanamay and like sue Upchurch.
There's
you know,
lawyers
on
out there with
this
blood
shit
in their
needs to
eyes right
stop.
now. So once they saw that Alex Jones case, there's lawyers out there with blood in their eyes, ambulance chasers. They're already
Absolutely.
getting in touch with these people. I promise you. I promise you. Attorneys are going, hey, I'll do it pro bono. Please pick me, please, 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 please.
100%. 100%.
I just think we have to be careful about who we slander, who we don't slander. I think that just having an opinion and ideas, but you have to be careful on who, unless you have concrete evidence that you can present to a police department.
Well, let's look at the small channels that Ryan Upchurch is bringing on his panels. What is that going to do for their careers when this is all over and he starts getting sued? They're just as culpable as he is.
Absolutely.
Sitting there with their conspiracy theories and talking trash the way they're talking, they're not going to last very long if they keep it up.
He's got a whole panel of them every night. Every night.
They may think they're untouchable now, but they keep going down that same rabbit hole and with these weird conspiracies and slander and shit, they're not going to last.
They're threatening Ickadmel, like on his Facebook, death threats, talking about they know where he lives and everything. It's really scary. And he looked him up, and the guy who sent him the threat is an actual criminal. He's got a long fucking criminal record.
Yes, and that's
dude
frightening.
is scared now. Like, come on.
And for your Upchurch
shit.
fans, how are you guys going to go to another concert again and feel the same type of way? I mean, this is forever tarnishing. This is you don't. It's not like a family anymore. I don't know if it ever was, but like it's so divided now. It's Crack Squad and Creek Squad. You know, like how can you listen to the music? Like, I don't get it.
It's sad. I've never been to a Ryan Upchurch concert, and I always wanted to. I'll never go to one now.
Well, I don't think it affects his music. I think it's just that
it will.
Yes, it does.
It will.
Going to now.
It will.
I can't listen to any
Unfortunately,
of his Lane Staley covers anymore. I used to love
he's a
listening
good artist.
to those. I see a clown.
Well, he could have his own opinion, and the fact that I think that maybe he is going down these different paths that are more on a not on a logical level, but more so on a hunch, or different things are coming up online that don't make sense. But
he needs to know the cost of it. He's making it hard.
Half of the situation online is make
You
bait
bet
up.
I will, donkey. I'll come.
I really
want
want
to.
I really want to beat my head against the wall, because there's a difference between having an opinion and going down a rabbit hole than saying, okay, the African American guy has white legs, the girl's not real, Ickadmel's trying to sell kids, the purple light means you're a sex trafficker. I mean, there's a big difference there.
And he's telling his fans to go after these people. I've heard him say, go after him, Creek Squad, or go get this Creek Squad. Like, he's doing it. Like, he's saying it.
Exactly.
And the guy who
see
threatened Ickadmel brought up Ryan's name. He said he's a fan. So
everybody knows that Ryan started this. There won't be Ryan didn't do it. No.
Exactly. Exactly.
No.
What's going to happen when that one psychopath goes in real life and touches one of these people?
That's the problem.
What would you
Something's
do right
gonna
now,
happen.
Ryan Upchurch? What would happen if one of your fucking whacked out fans went and hurt that 11-year-old girl? What then?
Or
XanamayX.
What happens? What happens if somebody goes and tries to get XanamayX?
Went and hurt somebody, Patty Lynn. Yep. You better quit.
What if somebody goes out there and tries to find XanamayX and hurts her?
Yes, or Ickadmel, all of them. They're all up for it. Tony even. Now Tony's in it.
I may not like Tony's content, but
I don't like him either. Trust me.
It's not fair what he's doing.
No.
Absolutely not. You can criticize, you can come up with theories, but don't come with some off the wall shit that just because you see something in a deleted Instagram message that there's some kind of grand conspiracy behind it. It's absolutely insane to try to even rationalize that.
It's crazy.
And conspiracies usually are conspiracies for a reason. They're like underground projects. There's like things you would never find out. You got to dive deep into it. This is like a very surface level case.
Yeah.
That's being turned into a conspiracy for no reason.
I'm a firm believer that there is a healthy rationale for having conspiracy theories. It's always going to happen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But when you start going down some of the paths that he is going down, like how is the local cops, the sheriff's department, the state police, the FBI, how are all those people involved in some grand conspiracy to cover up this little girl's death? It's so weird.
Yeah, like they do it right underneath your nose. No, they would do it in secret. Like they're not fucking stupid. Like,
I mean, Just
They're a
think
lot
about the
smarter
they
than
wouldn't.
Ryan Upchurch.
There wouldn't be 3 people from 3 different parts of the country.
Right?
Think about the
California at a
logistics
goddamn high
behind
school
getting.
graduation party.
Yeah, think about the logistics behind trying to get that many people in line that would never tell and paid off and evidence.
Oh my God.
It's
2 of those
ridiculous.
YouTubers were
That was
on
like the
live,
World
by the
Trade Center,
way.
you know. I don't know if any of you guys have ever done this, and it's really cool, and you should do it. There are a couple of websites that will show every active flight in the air above the United States, and you'll be shocked. It's thousands, okay? And there are like 5,000 air traffic controllers that watch those planes hit those buildings. So you're going to tell me 5,000 air traffic controllers agreed to lie?
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous. The air traffic controllers watch them planes on radar fly right into the fucking Pentagon.
Well, I saw it
Right into the
live,
fucking building.
watching it. You know,
Oh,
I saw
I
it
did.
live.
I did.
Well,
I did too. It was crazy.
yeah. And I worked at the time, I worked in substance abuse at the prison. I ran the program there. And I remember when they brought that prisoner that survived, that was the head of that attack, they moved him all over the country and they put him in protective custody in our prison. And I remember going to see, I'd never seen a terrorist. I was very young then. And I thought, well, what does a terrorist look like? And I went by the guy and they had him shaved, bald. They had his beard shaved. And I thought, my gosh, that's a terrorist. So I was very surprised. But I saw
looked
it
like a
happen.
little wimp, didn't he?
He did, and he wasn't very tall. He wasn't very tall. He looks bigger in the picture, but we had to keep everything hush hush at the time before they put him in Gitmo. But it was, I'll tell you, it was shocking. And so at the time I was in Anchorage then. And I can tell you,
let me address Louisiana had a question. Louisiana Outlaw, how you doing, brother? Love your icon there. Looks like something I'd put on a shirt. Okay. When he pointed out her teeth, I'm like, photo anomalies happen all the time, especially in cheaper smartphones. Well, let me tell you what that theory was, Louisiana. And I believe that my theory is the one that's true because I appear to have the only one in the room with common sense sometimes. Young girls don't like braces. And she has braces and she just graduated and she took graduation photos and she got one of those cheap apps that Photoshopped the braces off her teeth for one photo. And the reason I know that is my granddaughter did it. She begged and begged, or I mean, my niece, she begged and begged and begged her mom. And her mom's like, no, you wear braces. Don't worry about it. And she was like willing to pay somebody. Well, she found some app and she did it with that app. And from a distance, it looks wonderful because she just wanted one picture without braces. And the picture looks good, but if you zoom in, it looks all funky. Well, it's so popular. I wanted to see now this goes back to what I tell you guys, you should always challenge your beliefs. Okay. So I had the opinion that may be it. So I set out to debunk my own opinion. And what I found out is that is a thing. All the kids are doing it. It's something that these girls will get a couple photos of their graduation if they got braces and it's so popular. There's apps that do it. And there's about 500 tutorials on YouTube talking specifically to 16-year-olds. It's a thing. And that's all it was. She airbrushed the braces off her teeth for one of her photos. Guys, I hate this. Conspiracies just die, man. It's got to believe in boogeymen.
Yep.
yeah, I think you should try to debunk your own theories too. That's something, is this logical? Is this rational? Is this, I think that taking a step back and, because he's very bright. He seems to have a very bright, genius mind.
He is a very smart man. Very smart.
I can say that I saw a podcast or something that he did where he did say that he made a lot of mistakes and that there were things that he admitted that weren't correct. But I think his goal is not to, I think right now he's kind of on a mission. Okay. And I don't know exactly what that mission is. I don't think any of us know that, but it's unfortunate that, we got to be careful about who we throw under the bus, who we throw information out, addresses, phone numbers for people. That's scary. I don't think that.
It blows my mind that they would go find somebody in prison with the same last name and just assume it's my son.
It's
like
it's insane.
That is insane. I apologize for.
No, it's so ridiculous. It don't bother me. And honestly, God, don't.
And
I just
even
feel
if it
sorry
was
for him.
true,
I just feel sorry for him. And I thought for a minute, there's not even anybody in my entire fucking go through my whole tree, man. There ain't one name like that in there. We're Christians. That's not a Christian name. We're Catholics. It's not a Catholic name. So I'm sorry, but your pedophile in prison isn't related to me because he'd had a Catholic name if he was. Because we're Catholics. If you go to St. Mark's Church and sit in the back row and look up through there, all the bald heads, those are my relatives. You can pick them out. Just pick out all the bald heads. That's my relatives.
Trina asked, is anyone telling Ryan to stop on his channel? No, because he silences anybody that doesn't agree with him.
Yeah, or accuses him.
Exactly. He cannot take criticism in any way. If you're not a yes man, you're getting deleted. Or woman.
A girl was on a podcast. A Constantly Criminal says, if there was a party of 300 kids in town, the size of Truckee, that means statistically kids of law enforcement and judges and stuff were there. And that's exactly right. There was a girl on the podcast that lived there from 1 year ahead of her in school. And she said that her family is in politics, like her aunt, uncle, nieces, cousins. Some of them are all. She said that most of the people and the kids that were at that party that are like in a close knit friends of Kylie's are in the government in one way, shape, or form. They're either working for the police department, they work at the courthouse, they work at the BMV, or something. And she said, so for somebody to say she's fake, it's just ridiculous because her entire family's rooted in that area. It says to take that for what it's worth.
And that's where Upchurch would go, oh, that's why it's a conspiracy. There's judges, lawyers, and everything involved, and the government's corrupt. And his community will buy that. You know, it's unreal.
It is unreal. Absolutely insane.
Wow, Johnny Cashville says, I was on the Verrazzo Bridge when the World Trade Center came down. I was stuck on the bridge all day. Wow. You know where I was at? Let me tell you guys something. I got to share this with you. You guys are going to just freak. Okay. I got arrested for getting a blowjob from my wife at a state park. My wife and I went to a very popular state park close to where we live, and we were hiking, and we were way down by the lake, and there was like nobody around. It was a weekday. It was a beautiful spring day, and we just sort of laid in the grass, and we got to messing around, and we thought we were alone. We started having sex, and a goddamn game warden walked up on us. And
oh my God.
He wouldn't let her put her shirt on. He told her not to move, and I got mad and really butted heads with him, and he arrested me for persisting and charged me with public indecency, didn't charge her with anything. Okay. So they said I could do 30 days of community service or 3 days in jail. I said, I'll take the 3 days. So I went to jail for 3 days, and that's where I was at when the World Trade Center was hit. And let me tell you what was shocking. The black population cheered when them buildings went down. They cheered.
Wow.
And I asked, why are you guys cheering? I'm surely there were black people in those buildings. What's going on, man? And they said, we're sticking it to the man. And I'm not telling you one or two cheered. It roared. The fucking jail roared when them buildings come down. It was the most shocking thing of culture I ever learned in my life. And it made me look at black folks in a more compassionate way, because they do feel victimized by the government if they're cheering, watching those buildings come down. It's a real thing. They definitely feel victimized. Whether it's true or not, that's not for me to say, but it's how they feel is what we have to go by. Like just the same way I talked about the rebel flag. It's not how I see that flag. It's not how Ryan Upchurch sees that flag. It's how they see it. And it just opened my eyes when I saw them guys cheer and thinking that they were sticking it to the man. just carry that with you when you're dealing with somebody you don't know much about. I mean, they obviously feel victimized by their government, so much so that they would cheer to see their own country attacked. Think about that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That story was a roller coaster, OG. Good shit.
Yeah. It leaves us all dumbfounded for a moment.
I mean, what can you say?
Okay.
I mean, I was just in awe. I just thought, wow, they see things way differently than I do, for sure.
I was more shocked
And
personally by the blowjob.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You had me at blowjob.
Let me tell you, I'm a lucky son of a bitch. I want to tell you something. I am one lucky man. I'm a lucky man. Let me just tell you that.
I think
But
all of us
to think
probably.
that it wasn't one. If it would have been two black guys, I'd have thought, oh, they're jerks. No, man. It was the entire population. They were surrounded around that TV, jumping up and down, cheering like a basketball fucking pro just made a shot. Yes, sir.
Well, the prison that I worked in, they were, a lot of them were afraid because they didn't know. They thought, okay, because the state I was in, Alaska, they're big for oil and gas and whatnot. And I think they were more afraid of the fact that we didn't know if we were under attack and they were stuck in this prison. They couldn't go anywhere. And I think that was the biggest thing up there. But they have a more indigenous population up there, not so much as a black population. So, I mean, I think it was just a different perspective up there than it is here in the lower 48. But but I can tell you the day after, flags were everywhere. American flags were everywhere up there. Everybody had flags on every street corner, every house. Everybody had American flags. So, I mean, I don't know what it was like down here in the lower 48, but I lived.
Yeah. I mean, it's felt around the world, for sure. No question about it. Sad day. Really sad day to see that, they were willing to kill 3,000 people to get their message across.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. But I can tell you that, I was so proud of our firefighters and EMTs and paramedics and all of those people. I mean, they risked themselves to go into those places and rescue people. And it made me so proud as a person and American in my country.
Sherry, you can take it for what it's worth. I'm telling you what happened. I don't care if you don't believe me. What would I have to gain by telling you that story if it wasn't true? Honestly, this is what I mean about using logic. What motive would I have to go off topic and tell that story if it wasn't true?
Exactly.
What's wrong with you? What the fuck's wrong with you?
People think everything's a lie.
If it was different where you were at, that's fine.
This generation doesn't believe
the
shit.
entire fucking jail roared. And when I asked why, they told me why. We're sticking it to the man. About time.
Ryan Upchurch really got us talking about the Twin Towers. God damn.
Right?
I'm just telling you, I'll never forget it.
I believe it. That's why my son is a civil rights lawyer now. He went into that for that reason. Because he felt it was.
And she's so dense. This girl's so dense. She thinks I'm like slighting black people, and she don't understand I'm being compassionate. I'm saying their feelings are fucking real, so much so that they were like feeling like they were getting a victory when their own country was being attacked. Who feels like it's a victory to have your own country attacked? Unless you are a victim, or you don't feel equal, or you feel oppressed.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you guys do any of you guys watch these First Amendment auditors?
I do.
Okay.
My husband.
Invite you to do that. It's an eye-opening experience to see how people are treated. And
it is.
If there's any notion that police don't treat white people poorly, go watch some of them videos, because man, these guys aren't doing nothing but filming, and they end up getting slammed to the ground and handcuffed and just all kind of stuff. It's crazy. Good. It's really good entertainment to watch, and it's educational.
Yes, it is. I like to get viewpoints and perspectives and all, because I have such a mixed family of
Me
various
too.
Okay,
cultures.
the weakest link says church is solving this case, and y'all turned your back on this man. Thank God for true crime like Johnny Gobble. We have always that's got to be, dude. Are you trolling us?
That
What
has
the
to
fuck?
be a sarcastic
He's got to be
remark.
trolling us, man.
Yeah,
True crime
No,
like
definitely.
Johnny Gobble.
I'll bring this
Oh
back
my,
to Ryan real quick.
that's a
How do
Is
troll.
there any
That
damage control that can be done? Because for me, I feel like it's already over for the man. I don't think he can
He could fix it tomorrow.
I
If he
don't think
does
he
takes
can
my
fix it.
advice, he'll be forgiven. He's loved that much that he'll be I'll forgive him. He'll be forgiven. But if he keeps treating his fans that care like me like shit and clinging to these fucking assholes that are willing to go out and hurt people on his behalf, it's over for him.
Well, what would it take for him to, like, in your eyes, redeem himself?
He's got to come out. He's got to tell his fans, don't you ever, ever attack anybody on my behalf. I would never want that. And I'm sorry if it sounded that way. It shouldn't have. And God, my God, I'm sorry. And don't you guys ever, ever, ever hurt anybody on my behalf. He ought to start right there.
Yep.
I wish he would do that. I really do.
But
I don't
something
think
tells
so.
me his mother is not going to listen to my. Well, she didn't listen to me. I made her a passionate video. Her son's the exact same age my son was. And just because my son can't make rhymes, you don't want to hear it. Well, good. I'm just telling you, your son's fucking up, Patty. It's your job to step in when he's fucking up. It's your job to step in when he's fucking up when he's 60. If you're still alive. He's your child. You're supposed to protect him from harming others and himself. Stop it.
Amen. I believe
Throw them
that.
goddamn tarot cards in the fireplace.
Yep.
Today. Get the devil out of your house.
I noticed last night she was really, like, kind of digging into you while, like, showing sympathy at the same time. Like, she is not a nice person at all. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like,
I want to tell you, she's not. This is what worries me. She wasn't that way. She didn't used to be that way. And neither did Ryan. I knew a Ryan Upchurch that would never disrespect somebody in the military. Never. Not in a million years. What happened?
yeah, she and Patty, I was watching one of her videos. She was talking about, like, oh, there's a spiritual awakening happening. And I just got, like, and I'm a man of faith, so, like, I got super, like, dark vibes off of that. I think that she's definitely on the wrong side of the spiritual
That
force.
stuff will bring the bad mojo around, buddy. And you don't want them kind of spirit guides around. No. Yeah. Barbara Owen says, I commented this morning to Psychobabble. A cow goes moo, a dog goes rough, and a sheep goes Ryan's world is gospel. Ain't that the truth, man? I've never seen a guy make a baseless allegation and so many people just fucking want to fight to the death that it's just factual. And it was based in nothing but a Google search and some photos that didn't even have the right dates on them to be relevant. Hey, are you, I know, and I'll tell you, okay. You know what the state store is? Big shop with overhead doors not too far from the state store. Okay. So if you turn where the state store is and you look to your right, you're going to see a great old big building with big doors on it. It's the biggest one on the goddamn street. Come on. I got something for you, man. I always have, we'll have a beer, we'll bullshit, who knows, man. Stop by. I knew you were close by your handle. And the other dude, Triple Nickel. That's a road, a real curvy road. And so I know he's around here somewhere. But yeah, come on, man. We'll party.
Well, Mr. Psychobabble, I've got to go. I have a child that has to get up for school, and I have to take her to school in the morning. But I want to appreciate you and having me on the panel and all
Anybody
your.
want to shout out to our YouTube channels? Go ahead.
Oh, I don't have one. I'm just a watcher, but I just wanted to say thank you and I appreciate you and have a good night.
All right. Yeah, I'm shutting it down at 11 too, guys. Hey, I really appreciate you guys coming in. We had another good feed. We'll do it again. We'll see you soon, man. Appreciate it, brother. Love your haircut, man. I love that shit.
Yeah, I'm never cutting my hair again. Kenosha 3-point shooter for more of this content, baby. Let's get it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, guys.
Peace.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
guys.